veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la. And I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la. I've been driving this train, years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la. And I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la. my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, oh, and I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, oh, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, oh, and I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, oh, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, 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 la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, oh. 6 a.m. and I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, 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 la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, oh. Ice in my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in.
Yes, good people, big up to all of you, and welcome back to another edition of the Blue Morning Show. And in this particular episode, we'll talk about Romelu Lukaku, Julian Alvarez, we'll talk about Armando Broja, mainly Julian Alvarez. I can't say his name right. And we'll talk about Ian Maatsen, Nkunku, and if anything emerges, we'll talk about them. Or if anything new emerges, you'll be rest assured this will be one of the first places you'll hear about it. And it's going to be a snappy one, except if I see anybody here to hold the fort for us while I go and take care of a lot. So I've told you guys I've been preparing. We have visitors, a lot more coming today, still celebrating the birth of my daughter. And I'll still celebrate that with you. Not too late. I know I promised you guys something. But that's, by the way, keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. We're just 13 minutes into the show, and we have the 16 likes already. I think we can do much better than that. And we're already at 20,288 subscribers. It won't be long, we'll get to 21,000 subscribers. And I appreciate you all for all the love you've shown the community. As usual, we keep it interactive here. So I'm going to go straight to saying hello to those of you in the chat before anything. I see there's a war going on there. I'm not gonna get involved. Hello to you too here. He says, I'm just gonna read one per person. I've watched some Olise games and some and seen that Olise plays on the right hand side. Okay, so I mean we already have Omari Sterling on the right. We also have Parma Astana. They signed Enzo without thinking where he fits. Okay, I'm gonna tell you this. Those guys aren't the same. They differ the way they apply themselves on the pitch. And the truth remains, even if those guys they're the same, If Olise is better, get him. That's what big clubs do. Rain, nice to see you, Rain. I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. Let me see what Wally Wilder has to say. Saying, Olise is like Palmer. It's just mind blowing because one likes to play with the ball while the other loves to take people on. Palmer is more creative than Olise. I'd agree, but Olise is fast. Both are really very creative. I don't know whether I wouldn't say I know them well enough to say which one. I've taken my time to compare and figure out which one of them is more creative than the other, but both are excellent players. And very, again, push forward oriented. So he will drive to the touchline instead of coming in words. Okay, thank you so much for that. I'm going to scroll to the very bottom and start reading. Like I said, it's going to be a very, very snappy one. There's no time to read too much. Ty, nice to see you. And already you're saying coach out. You and I are going to start a fight, bro. Much love to you. Nice to see you. Ty, you know what to do. Andrew Phillips saying header goals are important in Maresca's tactics. We will need Sesko, not Alvarez. We can get them both, but everything comes down to what the manager wants. And I know that, so I'm not going to bother myself too much with regards to what profile of striker we end up signing. Let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Andrew Phillips, nice to see you. Amaju Chigoze Udodorigin, one name I appreciate you. And Vic, my bro, Vic is in the house. Always nice to see you, my bro. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. And I'm going to say the same thing we said yesterday. We got a good response from all the people in the chat yesterday responded. I'm going to say this. It makes us happy to know where you're following the show from. If you can do the same for us today, I'd really appreciate it. For me, I'm in Las Vegas, Nevada. Let us know where you're following the show from. You don't have to be specific. You can just say Africa, UK, Jamaica, however you want to let us know. Just do let us know. We'd really appreciate that. Big up to you, Willie Blessed. Nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. Always nice to have you in the chat there. You've gone from just being a member of the community to being a brother, and I appreciate that. So without wasting much of your time, and as I've told you, this is going to be a very short one because it's a very busy weekend for me. I should be actually in the kitchen helping right now, but my wife understands. But that's, by the way, we start addressing the items we have lined up without wasting your time. I'll get into it in a bit. Just give me 1 second. I think I need to switch it. Let's switch the other way around. Let's go, people. Let's go. And here I have my bro, Constantine Dungeon. Big up to you, Dante. Nice to see you, bro. I hope you're doing well, and I sincerely do appreciate you finding the time to join the show. This is a beautiful morning, and I appreciate you from Kenya. Yep, I haven't forgotten. Maybe I just like to have you say it, and I like that. Thank you. I appreciate you taking the time to say where you're following the show from. And hi, Constantine Dante. Thank you for all your support, Captain. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. That will go a long way. So let's talk about the first item we have here, which talks about breaking, and that's CFC Blues News quoting Republica. I think that's how you pronounce that. Even double B, is that necessary? I don't know. Breaking, Napoli director of sports Giovanni Mana has made the first offer to Chelsea for Romelu Lukaku, and it's an initial fee of £12.7 million plus £2.5 million in add-ons. And yesterday, when we heard that Napoli are interested, but they're looking for a cut price, and I did tell people I don't see Chelsea doing that, and I don't see really deep down. I don't believe we will sell Lukaku for less. You can say the talked about not much talked about actually. I think we learned about it a few months ago. Release clause in his current contract, whether that works or not, but I don't see the owners selling him for less. If in fact there's a release clause on his contract after they made some adjustments on it, I don't think they'd sell him for anything less. I think it's either Napoli pays up or Lukaku will end up going to Saudi Arabia. That's how I see it. In total, we have 70 people watching, 44 on YouTube, and the rest on X. And if you're following the show on X, thank you so much for doing the same. Please kindly drop a like on the video for us on X, and also follow our X account. And If you don't mind joining us on YouTube, please do that. Join us on YouTube. Like the video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel also. And that's a secret for you. If you follow us on YouTube and you turn on the notification button so you don't miss out whenever we go live, you get a chance to win at least a $50 if you're a student. No cap there. Dante, what's amusing you? I want to know. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. So Lukaku, after this particular report there, that's a follow-up report which says breaking Chelsea are set to reject Napoli's first offer of 12.7 million pounds plus 2.5 million in add-ons, reported earlier via Republica, and insists on Lukaku's 38 million release clause, which certain Saudi Arabia clubs are willing to pay. And here's how I read the situation. Lukaku probably would want to leave Chelsea bitter. Yeah, let me just leave it at that. He would want the situation where he goes to Napoli, stays a few months there, and boom, off to Saudi Arabia. And I'm quite sure the reason, if you ask me, in my opinion, I get it. I get it. What's his name? Antonio Conte has become the new Napoli manager, but chances are one of the reasons why De Laurentiis is interested in signing Lukaku, he knows it's going to be long term. We will never be long term, but he gets a chance to sell him for a lot more to a Saudi Arabia club. But irrespective of my theory or narrative, I think the owners they're not going to sell him for anything less than the release clause on the current contract. That's my opinion anyway. If you're on the channel and you have anything to say about that, drop it. 26 likes. It's going to be a short one today. It's not going to be long. As I told you, I should be in the kitchen right now cooking some delicious Nigerian jollof. But I have to be here. I love you guys too. But I think if we can round off on time, I still have time to go start the cooking. And it maybe Dante takes over. You never know. Let's see if he has time, of course. It says 12.7 plus 2.5 equal to 15 in total. No, we're not taking the same thing we were saying. And by the way, the blue tip again, big up to you, brother. Always nice to see you. And by the way, we were saying the same thing when Manchester United made their initial offer for Mason Mount. Same with Arsenal. Actually, before Arsenal, when Madrid came calling for Kai Havertz, we were saying just take the money and run. They knew exactly what they were doing, and they got a lot more, nearly you could say twice as much as a lot of people believed would get for both players. So for Lukaku, I think they'll get what they want. Um, uh, and that's how I see it. Let's see what else we have here. The elephant in the room to start. What a depressing start to the show. I mean, if you don't move the elephant out of the room, you're not gonna get it. You're not gonna have a place to stay. So we're better off discussing the situation right now. Big up to you, to the Beautiful Game. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. Don't care about the money, get him gone. I think keep the gun, and we'll be shocked at how much we get from him. Let's see. Big up to you, to Tommy Bryan, the Todd father. I should sell Lukaku to an opera house in Italy. This man loves the dramatic life. I smell more drama coming. I think so too. I think so too. And he feels like he's the sort of person that comes across as if he feels he's the smartest the smartest person in the world, or let's say in the room. But that's why I'm going to bring on Dante. He's learning to be disciplined. I was early, he was late. If you get it, but that's, by the way, 12.7 million. It's a joke indeed. That's what the Italian clubs do. Dante, let me hear you. What do you make of this Lukaku situation? The low ball, and I don't know whether that's the correct term, from the Italians. That's what they do all the time. But more importantly, big up to you, bro. I hope your boy is doing well. Daddy's boy. Go ahead, Dante. Big up. Excellent. Excellent. Not meatballs. To be clear, jollof rice. I'm gonna make it with goat meat, and it's gonna be delicious. If you want, I can send you the picture when it's ready. I'm a I'm a good cook. Let's talk football. Go ahead. Oh, now I know why you're talking about that. I'm not going there because I want to go to heaven. No, keep your dirty mind to yourself and leave me alone. Mm. And it's important to say we don't know his preference at the moment. Chances are his preference would be to go to Saudi Arabia. Because if he misses out again, it's a risk, irrespective of his relationship with Conte or whether he wants to stay or remain in Italy. I think if he misses out, at one point they'll say, you know what, to heck with it, we don't want you. But go ahead with what you were saying.
Yeah.
Apologies. Go ahead. I didn't
There
switch
we
screens.
go. I'm on stage now. Yeah, I talked for no reason. Well, they missed all the meatballs, so you're lucky.
Mhm. Go ahead.
Yeah, big up, chat. Yeah, like I was just to repeat myself because you guys didn't
Yeah,
hear
go
me.
ahead. Repeat yourself. You have every right to. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just saying that. Yeah, I'm surprised that the Italians actually came with an offer of some money. I didn't think that's going to happen. I think they're just going to wait for a loan. But yeah, Lukaku's been talking about Saudi, so hopefully we can get that $38 million from Saudi
Mhm.
because he's been twerking about the Saudi so much, talking it up, saying he'll make the league even better. So let's go, Lukaku. Let's see you make the league even better, and please go to Saudi.
Yeah, and if you remember, I said, yeah, we don't know his preference yet. Chances are he wouldn't even want to go to Italy, but they have to try. You know, if you don't buy tickets, you're never going to win the lottery. But let's see. Kishan is in the house. He says, Italian league is broken. Is broke. Okay. With multiple E's there, we would get more from an MLS club. Yeah, MLS clubs. Maybe he will be the one that will get a lot more because they pay in bulk. I think he's headed to Saudi, in my opinion. Yeah, I fix it. Apologies. I cannot hear him, coach. Maybe I was maybe it was deliberate because he was he was busy talking about BALL. I don't even want to pronounce it because I want to go to heaven. Let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes. Wow, people were they were mad. A lot of can't hear, no audio. We cannot. Wow. Holy tomo- just look at that.
Yep.
Within here, they were revolting. They were on the verge of starting a riot right there, but I caught them on time. Or maybe you caught yourself. You found out you won on the screen. That's a lot of disrespect, Assyria. Metro Steve says here, our teams rarely splash the cash. It is by choice. We describe it the way we want it. They see us as the cash cows. They sell players to us. 19 million for Highland, and how much for Lukaku? 100 million plus for Lukaku. Then when they want to buy the low ball artist, so we as fans, we do have the right to see it the way we see it and define it as the way we want and call it whatever we want. But not just CV, more importantly, nice to see you. Go away, please. Leave me alone. You two tight. Stop this talk football. It's not by choice. I think it's situation. They don't have it. Sorry, coach. I tried to time myself out. That would have been delicious to see. All right. They can barely afford to rebuild their stadium. But it's not. They say it's not just the Syria. Here's then the truth remains that things have changed. If for being honest here, or times, whatever you want to say, you can actually say football overall have changed. I don't know. You want anything else you want to say about Lukaku, or should I just move on?
I think we need to move on from the elephant. Yep, definitely move on.
Yep, we've moved the elephant out of the room, so we're good. So I'm going to switch it to the presentation window so we can talk about the next item we have lined up here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. We are how many minutes? 29 minutes into the show, and we have 31 likes already. You guys are absolute. You people are absolute legends. The next item here, we've talked about this one, and this one talks about breaking news. Joe Shields is working on the Julian. They say that's the correct pronunciation. Julian Alvarez's deal via the CFC Blues News, quoting themselves. So this is weird.
Yeah, it's
Not
growing
that you
some
see
traction.
that.
So
He's quoting himself. Whoever did this is quoting themselves. So it just doesn't make sense. But go ahead. But here's one thing I want to say this. The guy that's you can say that they are a majority of the big accounts are quoting, they say he's legit. He hardly ever gets it wrong, and is connected to nearly all the Argentine players, all of them. That is, whenever he breaks a news with regards to the future of a particular player that's Argentine, that he usually gets it right, hardly ever gets it wrong. I don't know if you have anything to add to that before we even read the subsequent reports.
Yeah, he's in around the team as well on many occasions, so that's why he's around the squad. Yeah, he always gets it right. So there is definitely something there. We're obviously inquiring.
Mhm.
Um, Man City will let us know. I read a report that Pep was saying that he doesn't want to let him go. Uh, so I don't know if that's true or not, but Pep was saying no, he doesn't want to let him go. But as we know, if players want to leave, they usually let them go because they don't want players that are not happy. It's just how they do business. So
Mhm.
if Alvarez wants to leave, I think they'll probably let him go. Obviously, it won't be for cheap. I did see in that same article that it's minimum. They want minimum a starting at 80 million.
That's
So
a
that'll
lot of
be the
money.
minimum.
Yeah,
So
that's a lot of
minimum
money.
starting
But if
80
you really
million.
want him, I think would pay for it. But go ahead with what you were saying.
Look, we'll pay for it because we know we've paid for these type of players before. I think we'll pay for it. I will pay for it. I don't see why not. If we
Mhm.
have the money and they want to make another splash and be in the headlines, I think they'll pay for it. The salary will come into play, so that's the next step.
But he's
But
on 100, they say.
he's on 100. But
If
yeah,
he gets
obviously,
like
if he's going to
50%
move,
increase, if he likes the project, I think he'd come. Go ahead.
yeah, if he moves, but yeah, it won't be less than 200. So I don't think he'll be less than 200. He'll want to double that for sure to make a move. Um, but yeah, we haven't reached that step yet, so that's far away. Chelsea's just inquired to see what Manchester City says, if they're willing to sell him and if the player wants to move. So that's the step at the moment. So we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, we'll see indeed. The follow up about Alvarez again. This one says Manchester City are not planning to accept any loan proposal for Julian Alvarez this summer. He wants to play more, and club has been informed by Alvarez's camp. City still want to keep him. Paris Saint-Germain approached Alvarez's agency in the recent days, as revealed. So if PSG are interested. Um, I think it's going to be seriously difficult for us to get him, but I'm just going to leave it up to the board and the club. If they're able to get him, we'll find out. If not, we'll find out. But it's not going to be
Yeah.
an easy one. And I still think we'll still also be pushing for Sesko. You wanted to say something?
Yeah, it's also Barcelona, Bayern Munich, PSG, and one more club, Atletico Madrid as well.
In all honesty, I'm not too worried about Barca.
No,
Like,
not
yeah,
not too worried, but
yeah.
they do need to make a splash or something because Hansi Flick just joined. Let's not forget.
Hmm.
So they will be spending because you don't see that coach of that caliber going to a team without them spending and
He was
backing him.
working for them. Chances are he agreed to work with what they have.
Yeah. But he's an old school coach. He's a stubborn coach. He's a aggressive coach. He's one of those that wouldn't have gone there without having a plan in place for them signing some players. As we were talking about Kimmich, he wants to take Kimmich there as his first signing. So apparently they're very interested as well. But yeah, we know they're in a bit of financial trouble. They'll need to move players first for that to happen. But Alvarez, if he looks at it, will he join? If the possibility is there to join a Chelsea or go to a Barcelona, especially being Latin,
Mm.
I think a lot of players will choose Barcelona, especially the Latin players. They all choose Barcelona over us, unfortunately, just
It's
because
like
of the
their
status, the
childhood dream to
language.
get to play for Barca.
Exactly, yeah, it's massive for them. It's like, yeah, it's the best. It's the pinnacle of football to play for Barca or Real Madrid. So, um, not everyone's the same, but most of them, yeah, that's where they want to end up. So, yeah, if they do come in for him and they have the money for him, I think they would be favorites. But yeah, we know they're not in a strong position at the moment.
No, they're not. They wanted what's his name, Messinho, what's his real name, but couldn't afford him, so they pulled out. But that's by the way. Yep, we've addressed that one. And Shanks is saying question for the panel: do chickens just just let me? I really want to host the show right now. While you're answering that, imagine the prospect of Chelsea in place of
Chiesa.
Chiesa
Yeah.
in place of Mudryk and Sterling. Wow. Right now, I'm want to make do with what we have. Chiesa hardly stays fit, in my opinion. I'm going to say that again. And I wouldn't exchange Mudryk for anybody because I know that guy will shock the world. Just remember,
Yep.
I told you that the same way I was telling
100%.
people that I prefer Cucurella over Benchy when people weren't listening. But of late, not just me alone, there were a lot of people that knew from time that Cucurella that's a good player in here. Everything just come down to how um, your demands of him, how you ask him to play. But we'll find out. In my opinion, I get your question there. And the Bluetooth again is saying Lukaku has done this before, where we'll spend the whole summer trying to sell him to Saudi just for him to scope of the deal, playing for Conte and Belgium is his goal. Remember, he's not the one getting the 38 million. Yeah, he's not the one getting the 38 million, but if he goes to Saudi, salary wise, he will start earning a lot more. You could say maybe probably something close to twice as much as what he's earning right now, and that's a lot. And if he risks not going to Saudi Arabia right now, they could chances are they decide, you know what, he's not serious about it and just look beyond and look for other players because they're signing younger players these days. 65 million is the fair price for Alvarez, 55 million for Benjamin Sheshko. Let's see what the club does. I'm not too sure who we're going to sign. We needed to help all your cousins out, get Alvarez at all costs. I've wanted him for 2 seasons, but yeah, you didn't think he would move. I didn't think he would move either. Bobby also one of those that preached we should go for him. But at the time I told him I don't think they'd sell him. Even I'm shocked right now. Now that he's played a lot more than he did last season, all of a sudden he wants to leave. If we're to believe the rumors. People go and check out Ty's YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe and let's help him to continue growing. And if there's any player that we're looking to sign that you want to know more about how that particular player applies himself on the pitch, go check out Ty's YouTube channel. He has videos for all the players that we've been, the rumors suggest we'll be signing in the summer. Go ahead. Were you saying something, Dante?
No, coach. No, no.
All right.
I'm good.
All right, thank you. I appreciate that. Just give me 1 second here. This here it says, hi, why Italian clubs don't want to pay good money and sell Rasmus and Osimhen on big money? Because they give those players a chance. And in most cases, for being honest here, in most cases, Premier League clubs don't give those players the sort of chance they get in Italy. Yeah, so that's just my opinion anyway. And Tom Ryan is saying I think Alvarez will earn 150 to 180k, excluding bonuses at Chelsea. Then if PSG are interested, I think they pay a lot more than us. Have Barca got more levers? No, I think they've stopped triggering before they don't have one. I think they stopped triggering levers. PSG already have strikers. I would be surprised if he went that. They already have strikers, but Julian Alvarez is more of the type of striker that I know Luis Enrique would want. And I've told people I'll be shocked if they end up signing Osimhen because Osimhen is not anywhere near the sort of striker that I know Luis Enrique would want. Profile wise, that's not me saying Osimhen is a bad player. Alvarez contract expires in 2028. City have all the leverage in negotiations. But Pep doesn't waste time. If in fact he had asked to leave, I think he'd let him go. But then again, money talks. That's a Chelsea boy. We literally had this same conversation last year. We did, and hopefully he goes. Mudryk is a bomb waiting to explode. He needs the right detonator, and it might just be Maresca. Yeah, and that language will get this video demonetized temporarily until I say, no, we were using that as a reference. Lukaku is intentionally waiting until the last minute of forcing Chelsea to budge. The owners don't look like the sort of people that will budge because he knows he's not welcome at Cobham. I've never seen a more disgusting player. Worse than who? Worst transfer ever. I mean, you could argue that's the case. Not sure about that, Tom. Let's see anything else. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go along with Machine Barker to Chelsea. We did talk about that yesterday. It could happen. Nothing concrete yet. It's just rumors. We're interested. AC Milan are also interested in him. And Jerry Z is in the house. Jerry, big up to you, and I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. I do hope you're doing well. Thank you. I'm going to bring on Bobby. Bobby, we've talked about Lukaku. AC Milan only willing to pay 12.7 million pounds plus 2.5 in add-ons, and but we have a release clause of 38 million pounds on his current contract. And I told people who are saying just take the money and run. I reminded them they were saying the same thing when United made their initial offer, when Madrid came calling, when the Arsenal made their initial offer. We didn't budge. I think the owners, they will get what they want. After that, then we started talking about the possibility of signing Julian Alvarez. Yes, he's made it clear he wants to play more, which you could interpret to him wanting to leave and go elsewhere where he'd play more. Paris Saint-Germain are also interested. So those two players, if you want to talk about them, you have the floor, Bobby. But more importantly, I hope you're good. Up to you, too, brother.
Hmm.
Did I apologize?
No, you're
But
fine. We didn't hear anything.
oh, good, good.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
serious.
listen. So who is it? Lukaku first. Lukaku. This summer, people are going to find that Chelsea are in a good position compared to the last two summers we've had of transfers. They've been rather hectic. We've been scrambling to get players in, get players out, and so on and so forth. Now, we do need to do business, but we're more organized, as we can see that we've already got one important player in on a free transfer in the defense.
Important player
That
indeed.
fits
I
our
agree.
that fits the profile that we need, at least on paper. But outside of that, we're not really desperate to do anything. Yes, we really need to, apart from the Lukaku deal itself, we do need to offload him. I don't think we'll be budged too much away from the asking price, and he himself knows that he needs to move on. So I can see that happening, to be honest. The others, people like Malang Sarr, might be a bit difficult, but we can be relaxed and and ensure we get, we get him out of the door. I hear Ziyech deal to Galatasaray is already done, and Kepa is another one. He says he's going to talk to the new coach about his
Bobby, really
position.
discuss what with him.
Exactly. That's the point. It's over. He needs to move on. A year left on his contract. It's time to go. So, Lukaku, I really honestly believe I'll be surprised if he doesn't move on because it doesn't benefit anybody in this situation. So we're quite relaxed, really. People are talking about Julian. I understand is how you say it, Julian Alvarez. Look, Alvarez is a player that I always wanted at Chelsea. I thought
Yeah.
he would be good for Chelsea. I still think he'll be good for Chelsea. Should he be the out and out striker? No. Should he be a striker optional that can drift, put on the left or put on the right to play? Yes. Should he, if he comes, be ahead of Raheem Sterling and be the one to push Sterling out? Hopefully, yes. But are we desperate? Can we do without him? Yes, to all these things. I don't think we're desperate for it. We can approach it quite relaxed. Yes, he's good for us to have because we're looking to win the top prizes, and you need the top players, and he will play for us, um, rather than uh, rather than he will get playing opportunity with Man City. I see that Man City are not planning to accept any loan proposal for Alvarez. Okay, fine. We if we get him, we get him outright. I think he'll be good for us. I think he'll play well with us. He can't be the main man. We do need that physical striker. We do need a Sesko as well. That's for sure. And if we're not going for Osimhen, we will be able to get both of them because financially, if we move for Sesko now and then move for Alvarez, it won't be as much as just going for the one Osimhen. So I think it's a deal worth doing. Would we fall apart if we don't do it? No, because we've got people like, if please God may he remain fit. We do have Nkunku. We do have um, Palmer. These are all attacking sort of optional, rotational stroke, semi striker type players. Jackson, there is alternatives for Chelsea to use in that position. But Alvarez will be a very good deal for us. I think he would want to come to us. And though the sticking point will be for me, what do we do with Sterling, because Sterling has already got his retirement fund at Chelsea. 350 or whatever, 320K a week is massive money, and I doubt very much he'll be able to get that anywhere else. So all this talk of, oh, I like Chelsea, I want to be at Chelsea. No, he likes the money. Um, can
It's
he ever? Yeah, it's
simple.
not. Can he ever live up to expectations? I don't think so. I think he will at best be a good squad player. Now it's an expensive squad player, but he has to accept that position. In terms of like Kepa and that Bolka, I think is a very good move. I've always liked him, and I think if we can get him back, we get him
I like
back.
his attitude, Bobby, more importantly.
Yeah,
He
and he's
believes
good.
in himself, doesn't fear anything, doesn't fear challenges. Him going to
Yeah,
PSG told that I learned a lot from that. But go ahead, sorry,
yeah.
I apologize.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he was unlucky. He was at Chelsea at a time where we had a lot of very strong goalkeepers. The likes of I think he was even there when Courtois was around. Courtois and Czech both sort of vying for that number one. So he was slightly unlucky, but I think he's an excellent goalkeeper, and I think he's of the age and of the status to give Petrovic a very good challenge, because he's just that little bit better than Petrovic, but not so far away from him that he can't feel incentivized to challenge as the number two. So I would 100% support that. The other goalkeepers in the likes of Robert Sanchez and Kepa, it's time to go. Sanchez, I know there were good noises made about him, but I'm not surprised. I think those noises were important to be made so as to give him market value. So
Yeah. Thank you so much. Let's give those in the chat the microphone. I'll come back to the panel again. And please, people, go check out GFC Gavin's YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe and let him know I sent you. Do the same for Ty's YouTube channel. Jerry Z also, I don't know if you shared the link to his YouTube channel, but big up to you, Jerry. Nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. Here comes Bobby. Just go away. Let's see what else we have here. Blue ball analysis, Chelsea perspective, delicious comment a lot. Which one? Which one? Did I miss it? Did I miss yeah, Julian Alvarez is a world class player. Aguero 2.0. People have a lot of people have said that. Does he? I don't know whether they're similar or whether they differ. I haven't really paid it because I've taken the time to compare them both. I think Chelsea won Alvarez for the left hand side. Yep, I've done that. Go check out Ty did Sonia Bumper's tactical analysis. It is on YouTube, on his YouTube channel. Go check it out. Let's see what else we have there. Big up Ty. I'm big up to you. Blue ball analysis is people just saying hello to each other. Why am I reading it? Anything else? Keep dropping the likes on the stream. Let me see if there's anything else to address here. I'm just gonna move down forward. Go check out Jerry's YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe. Let's help him get to 1,000 subscribers as soon as possible. And then we have the Bluetooth game here saying, okay, what if we change the narrative and say we wanted to compete for the league and 2 trophies? Would we then, I say we need Alvarez because that's how we should be thinking. I think, wow, that's a difficult one to answer, really, if that's a question. I think you could say we need Alvarez to compete. And in all honesty, I'd say Alvarez, in my opinion, probably will be more suited to the way Enzo Maresca likes to play. A more fluid front line than actually, I don't think Benjamin Sesko will be the better option. But I still say everything comes down to what the manager wants. Chances are he may well need a more traditional number nine than Julian Alvarez, or maybe needs one traditional number nine plus Julian Alvarez. After all, that's exactly what City what they have right now in Erling Haaland, in Julian Alvarez. So I'll just leave it at everything comes down to what the manager wants, and we wait and see what the club does. Soon. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes. Once you name call, I'm not going to read your comments. I personally don't fancy Julian Alvarez and his move to Chelsea, or whatsoever, whatever, whosoever it is. However, I cannot change anything. Oh, that's a smart move. Good, you realize if you like climb a pole, land upside down, it changes nothing. You all the most you can do is express your opinion, express your disapproval of the club going for a certain player. You can't change anything. It's as simple as that, and it's good you've realized that. I think that would be good for you, so you don't waste your time. You can just screaming. Screaming decision A or request A, request B, because it doesn't move a needle. Australia, mate, okay, just having a good conversation there. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Let's get the likes up, people. How many likes in total do we have right now? We have 45 likes. Let's see if we can get it to 100. It's going to be a short one, but I still have a bit of time before we go. This is Saint Silva drew the largest audience ever in Brazil during his unveiling. Unveiling crazy. I haven't seen the video in particular, but that's fine. Poch and Tuchel waiting on Ten Hag's decision. Why are they taking too much time to fire him? It just doesn't make sense. If I were Ten Hag, except if I don't have, if I fear losing the job, and if I lose the job, that it would be difficult for me to get another one. Then I stay. If I have options, I'll just leave. Um, I'm I'm a very proud person. I don't like to let people insult me like that and still be taking Ten Hag. For me, I think it looks like he'd end up leaving the club. But that's, by the way, this says Armando Broja remains a target for AC Milan. Anybody on the panel want to talk about that? Good luck to him. If he ends up becoming a top class striker, good for him. I've realized long time ago that we just cannot keep all the players. We'll let some go. Some will go elsewhere and become top class. Some will go elsewhere and not make it. Some will come across to the fans as if, yeah, the worst decision ever we've ever made. Some will say, look at some players and say, yeah, good team would let the players in question go. But do you want to come in, Dante?
Yeah, he'll probably do a little bit better in Italy. I think that league will suit him a bit better. Yeah, but I'm not too worried about letting him go at all. As you know, I'm not the biggest fan. So yeah, if he goes, that's fine. It depends how he goes. We know they're telling clubs they're going to pay peanuts for him, so they'll probably want him on loan. Actually, they won't pay anything for him, to be honest. So we'll see what happens with that one. But yeah, I'm fine with him leaving. We need better quality.
Yeah, and I mean we can be, if we keep him again, if we, because of sentiment, decide to keep him. I don't think we're helping him either, because
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
yeah,
We just can't keep
yeah.
everyone because we have a bit of a emotional attachment to these players. We just need to move them on and make space and bring other players through. I mean, we've got Washington there sitting on the bench, didn't hardly get any minutes. We bought him for quite a big fee actually for a young kid, so he didn't get any minutes. We've got 2 or 3 strikers in the academy banging in goals. So I think we've got that covered. Yeah, so we should definitely be moving him on.
Yeah, I think we should. It only makes sense for both parties. The Bluetooth game is saying, Coach, is it too early to ask you for a season prediction, especially if we obtain all our targets and make the appropriate sales? Sales wouldn't be an issue. Purchases is what I'll pay attention to a lot. Not actually too many players, in my opinion. I can tell you right now, top 4 is certain. And then after transfers, I will be more specific on where I think would finish. Yeah, but I can't be more specific. I'll just say top four for me right now. Even without signing any other player, is certain. But with after the signings, I will be more specific. Trust me. And you know, I hardly miss my predictions. Broja will cook in Italy. Yeah, I think so too. And good luck to him. He loved Chelsea, but we don't decide on what to do. Players based on sentiments. We do that objectively. Hope United get poached. The the content will never run out. I don't think they will give him that job. I still don't think, but odds are he gets it. Dante, that's Jerry saying hello to you. Bobby, coming back to you, Amanda Broya, what do you have to say about him?
Yeah, it's a shame about Broja. It really is. I thought had he not had that injury and had he been available to take his opportunities when they came his way,
Hmm.
I think by now he would have been, he really would have started to be maybe the striker we're looking for. But injury and opportunities wasted has led us to this point. Now, I maintain and I keep maintaining that okay, it's time for him to go elsewhere and see whether he can resurrect his career. But like with any astute business person selling their assets, you sell with a release and or buyback clause, with a sell-on and or buyback clause. That's about it. So make it a profitable venture all way round. For example, if we sell him for 10 million, turn it into a profitable 10 million by adding a 25% sell-on clause, and a buyback clause, which inevitably is just first refusal. Set a price on it, like we did with Tammy Abraham. Should he start ripping up trees, and we want to get him back, we get him back for, as with, for example, Tammy Abraham, 63 million, which is what we put on his head. I don't know whether it's first refusal we've actually got on him,
There's a buyback
or
clause.
or or a buyback that we can trigger.
Yeah, there's a buyback
Um,
clause of around 17 million pounds, I think.
yeah, so if after 3 years, for example, he becomes this monster striker, we just trigger the buyback and bring him back. So that's how to do business with this sort of player, and wave him good luck on the way. That's what I would do for sure. As I said, we've got a lot of leeway with a lot of the players we have, both buying and selling, and it could be an interesting transfer window to see what we end up with and what we end up, getting rid of.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I think you did say that a few days ago. Whatever happens, we must we say present them with the contract or agree to a contract that will have such a construct that whatever happens, we get a huge L from his seller, or maybe if we decide to buy him back, we still it will be sorry, to ensure a huge W, it will still be a W for us and not an L.
Yeah,
Dante, I think you've
it's,
spoken about
it's,
him. I think
it,
whatever happens, go ahead, Bobby.
I was just going to add to that. It's just business, good business that this model is beginning to exercise. For example, people keep going on about, oh, Chelsea aren't paying so much money in wages. No, we're not. We're capping our salaries. But do you know what we're doing to drag players, to entice players? 100. This is just an example. 100 k a week on a 10-year deal equates to 200k a week on a 5-year deal. Trouble is, the better thing is you've got that extra stability of 10 years. And should you, within those 10 years, choose to go elsewhere, it will be looked into with some payment coming to the club. I think Chelsea's doing some excellent business that they're not getting credit for. And you know what? As you know, the credit is it's not necessary. If people are steeped in the ignorance of what they're doing, it's fine. The club will just continue making these moves. This is why you find players are coming here regardless. You know, you look at a player, they look at other clubs and they turn their noses up at other clubs because what are they doing? Oh, there's a 5-year deal for 200K a week. Yeah, whoopie do. But there's a 10-year deal for 100K a week. Has stability, longevity, and more flexibility for the players to do what they want. So I think we've got, you know, we've sussed out quite a bit with our dealings. So let's wait and see how this summer pans out for us. It looks quite interesting.
Yeah, quite interesting indeed. And the truth remains, I think a lot of the media or outlets, they know exactly what Chelsea are doing. They know the benefits. I think if they don't speak ill of the project as they're doing, maybe they won't get the clicks, which in turn leads to a huge revenue for them. So they can't just do without speaking ill of the project. If you get my opinion there. Kimso is in the house. Kimso, nice to see you once again. We'll remind you, you told us you were looking for a girlfriend, so you owe us to tell us whenever you find one. But more importantly, nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. Cannot believe he's still 22. Yeah, that's the issue. I don't know, Dante, if you agree. These young players, because they've been, you could say they emerged onto the scenes earlier at a very early age. Once you hear about them without paying attention correctly, you think they are 25, 26, 27. Callum Hudson-Odoi, I think at most 24 right now, right? How old is he? Yeah, because
Yeah, I
you've
think
talked about them too long, for you can say for a few years, you think they are like in their late 20s. Go ahead if you wanted to say something. Sorry.
yeah, depends how you look at it. I don't look at it that way. I mean, I can see the player he is, technique, the way he uses his body, everything. I don't see him getting too much better, honestly. He's kind of hit the ceiling almost. He's not going to get way much better. He's just your average player. That's
Mhm.
just my opinion. Same with Tammy. Tammy Abraham went to Italy, did pretty okay. He's just a good average player. He's 27 now, so he's not getting any better. He's just an average player as well. So depends how you look at it. Yeah, it doesn't matter the age for me. I've seen what he has to offer. Even though he's only 22, it doesn't matter. He's just not going to get better. It's just his style, the way he plays, his body as well, just the way he's built. He's going to have a lot of injuries in his career. Just the way his body is and how he plays, he's going to need to change that. So, yeah, he'll always be an average player, I think, in my opinion. So, to me, it doesn't make too much of a difference, to be honest.
Yeah, let's see what happens. Dortmund and Napoli are lowballing us. Pay the money. I don't think the owners were budged. They were budged. I don't think they've learned anything about the new owners. They want what they want, and they will get it. That's just my opinion, anyway. And this is saying that AC Milan pay up. Yep, they should. With Alvarez and Olise, only City could stop us. Liverpool have a new manager in Arne Slot. Okay, Arsenal are going to drop off. Villa will be destroyed by the UEFA Champions League participation, you think? And Spurs, I just Spurs. That's some confidence, right there. Let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Kimso has more than I'm not reading that. I have a show to host. It's just leave me alone, please. Let's move on to the next item we have lined up here. This one is about Ian Maatsen. Borussia Dortmund don't want to pay 35 million for Ian Maatsen. They are currently in talks with Chelsea over potentially negotiating that release clause and maybe bring it down to potentially around 30 million. If they're negotiating, which means the owners are open to selling him for a reduced price. And if in fact we are looking to sign another center back, another left back, it just doesn't make sense that we sell him because he's well equipped to play that inverted left back role or whatever you call it. Because he's good at it. He's proven he can. He has good passing range in him. Reads the game very well. Progresses the ball effectively. I get it. The argument will always come up that he's vertically challenged. But for me, if we're given the way Enzo Maresca likes to approach the game, I don't think he doesn't need to. I think he doesn't need to be an Eiffel Tower to be part of the team, because I just don't understand why we would sell him and then start looking at another center back, because he's good enough. I get it. Some people just can look beyond the fact that Pochettino, you can say maybe you could say he practically said to us fans that he's not good enough, but we knew before time that he's good enough, really. But the manager's priority at the time was to field the more experienced players. I think we should bring him back, in my opinion. I know Bobby doesn't agree, but let me start with you, Dante. Then we'll go to Bobby and Eric, who just joined us. Big up to you, Eric. I hope so you did good. Go ahead, Dante.
Yeah, look, Dortmund has the money. That's not the issue. It's just how they do business. Unfortunately, they do have the money. They got a 81 or 82,000 seater stadium, and it's full every week.
Mm-hmm.
They sell the players over 100 million in profit each season. They've got a lot of money. It's just they don't want to pay it. They're being smart. It's just what they do. It's just their model, how they operate. Um, Maatsen, obviously, for them to do that, Maatsen has obviously told them strongly that he wants to stay, and he only probably wants to stay with them. So they're taking advantage of that, saying, "Oh, the player only wants to play for us. He doesn't really want to go back," and they're probably trying to take advantage of that. But yeah, we've seen Maatsen is a very good player. He made the UEFA Team of the Season. We should try to restructure his contract somehow and rip up that release clause, because I think other clubs will pay a lot more money. Bigger clubs will come in for him and pay a lot more money. But yeah,
Rumors that the
he's
Bayern
obviously
are
comfortable there.
interested.
Yeah, he's comfortable there. He loves it there. They love him. He won't want to come back to Chelsea. I know what you're saying, that he'll probably suit Maresca ball quite a lot more, obviously, than even Chilwell, of course. But I don't see him wanting to come back. I think he's just, when it's that good there, and he's had such a great run there, and everybody loves him. Yeah, it's hard for a player to then come back where he wasn't really wanted and he wasn't integrated into the team hardly at all. So yeah, it's a new manager, but yeah, I think his head's been turned, and he's told Dortmund, "I want to stay here. You're the club for
Yeah,
me."
he doesn't look like he wants to come back.
No, no, and I mean, you can't blame him in a way,
Mm-hmm.
because what happened, he didn't get played. A lot of the fan base agreed with our ex-manager about the height, and he's not good enough. So yeah, once you leave a place like that and you go somewhere where you're appreciated and loved so much, and you were so successful, yeah, it's close to home for him as well. So look, I think Dortmund are being a bit of a smartass at the moment, trying to get it lower, but we shouldn't budge. We shouldn't budge from that.
I don't
We should
think they
just say, if
will.
no one else comes in if another club comes in, we'll accept the offer. So
Yeah, Bayern are interested. We heard, and I think he'd be interested in joining Bayern. Bayern, yeah, clearly a bigger club than Dortmund. So if Bayern are interested, I don't think we'll be in a rush to sell him. But I think before Bayern will really push to sign him will be if Alfonso Davies decides to join Real Madrid, which I think will eventually happen. I think, given that Vincent Company has worked with Ian Maatsen, probably will come for him. And I think he'd do well there. Before I go to Bobby, let's see. Vicky saying, well, you blame Pochettino for Martin. What's Maresca's take on the player? Listen, even if Maresca wants him back, and if it appears to them, if they believe that Matson doesn't want to come back, they'd let him go. I'm sorry, Matson is just a boy the owners want to sell. Period. That may well be the case, but it's still your opinion, Vic. I like you, but you can't tell me for certain that's the case. Hello, everyone. With regards to Arsenal, if they do not win the title next season, I see top clubs are targeting their players. And the players would want to leave too, because they'll start believing that the curse is real. You leave Arsenal to go elsewhere to go win trophies. Dortmund should just pay up. I don't think they do that. They will continue trying to lowball us. On Ian Maatsen, I would love to keep him, but the club see him as pure profit. Okay, Vic will like you. Vic will send you a mail check in the mail. I think 30 million is acceptable. If we're out to sell on clause, If we add the selling clause, other bonuses to take the package above 40 million. I don't. If Bayern wants him, I don't think they'd allow us to insert that. And you also have to realize that all parties involved must agree before you can insert a selling clause, if that makes sense. Um, Poch never gave him a chance. I don't think he did. He didn't give him enough chance, in my opinion. If Alphonso Davies leaves, then Bayern will need Maatsen. Yep, that's a tapping right there, but good goal anyway. Sell Ian, it's not up to us. Let's see what happens. But I'm going to go back to saying, yeah, truthfully, if he wants to leave, he's gone. I think if Dortmund keep stalling, Bayern will eventually swoop in and just trigger that release clause. Yep, and it's a good thing we structured the contract in a way that it doesn't have to be Dortmund. But that's by the way, Bobby. Let's hear you. I know you and I we've discussed that before, but I just want to hear you talk about your opinion. I want to hear your opinion on Ian Maatsen's situation before I go to. Okay, Eric couldn't join. I think he has a poor connection, and the system demands you have a very strong wire. And on Monday, we will go fiber level internet connection. But Bobby, let's hear you.
Yeah, Matson should and I believe will be sold. We are in a yet again another interesting and I think good and healthy negotiating position.
Hmm.
Dortmund have decided to lowball us. If it was me doing a negotiation, I'll say, okay, if you want a lowball, then we have our buyback sell on clause added to it because Dortmund only do that so they can sell the player on. And also other clauses based on whatever successes he can bring in with Dortmund. That's always a negotiation tool. Now, if you don't want that, then you give us the price we're asking for. I think somewhere along the middle they'll settle. I think we want 35. They're coming 25. I see it probably going about 30. But we still have our sell-on clauses. It's only a percentage of the price and so on. I think we have a lot of room for interesting, reasonable negotiation with Ian Maatsen and Dortmund and or Bayern. But will he be sold? I think it's almost a certainty.
Yeah, it looks like he's gone because if the manager wants him to actually take a look at him during preseason, I think we'll be hearing about that right now. I think he's gone. Let's just sell him,
Truth
but
is, somebody we can't keep everybody.
we can't.
So
I believe that, but sometimes you question some decisions. I think it's a bit too late right now. I think he's capable of. He's Enzo Maresca. You could argue a type of player. It fits what he does, inverting the players and all that to overload the midfield area. I think he's capable of doing that perfectly. But unfortunately, it is what it is. We just have to move on. Poch literally said he cannot make the transition from Burnley to the Premier League. I think that was absolute horse dung in my opinion. But I hate talking about Poch. Our ex. Yeah, I hate to talk about our ex. Who is he? Let's see what does he have here. And this is saying sell him and get the Bologna guy. I think he's going to Juventus, isn't he? Yep, I think he's going to Juventus. His former managers. I think it's actually all nearly done, or maybe I didn't pay attention. I think Juventus wants him. We accepted a 31.5 bid from Bali at the end of the summer transfer window. Again, Maatsen was and it's still meant to be sold. Leave Poch alone. Yeah, I'm winning this one, Vic, because a lot of people in the chat support me. Um, Tosin is an excellent baller. I think he'll do well. He'll become a starter, actually. Remember, I said that keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way. I have nobody, bro. Times I feel bad for you. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. And after Ian Maatsen, the next item we have here, the last one, talks about Christopher Nkunku has had interest and inquiries from other clubs, but he wants to stay at Chelsea and establish himself. No transfer is planned, and he wants to be a key player. I'm not moved by this report. Actually, I think I don't think he's going anywhere. I don't know if anybody on the panel wants to talk about that, or should we just look for other whether anything new has emerged since the show started, and talk about that. For me, I don't think it makes sense for us to waste our time on that particular item there. But go ahead, Bobby. You want to come in before I go to Dante?
Sorry, this is on.
Nkunku, just some reports are saying it, that he's had offers, but I don't think.
Oh,
I think it's just, let's just move on from it. If you have anything else you
yeah,
want to talk about, you go ahead.
yeah. It's a nothing burger, big fat
Mhm.
nothing burger. The guy came to Chelsea, he was injured all the season. He's keen on showing what he can do. We're keen on seeing what he can do. So it's just clickbait.
Indeed. I mean, you have every right to call it that. Keep dropping the likes on the shin, people. The likes do go along with the earn. Nothing too much out there to talk about. So, Dante, if you have any question or any topic you want us to talk about, you go ahead. And if you're in the chat, if you have questions, drop it and we will try to address it. Please direct the more difficult questions to Bobby, Dante, and Eric. Eric is in the house. So, um, if you have questions, drop it in the chat, but please don't direct the questions at me, because if it's too difficult, I'll pretend I don't see it. I'm just kidding. Anyway, I'll always try my best to answer your questions, but if you have any questions, drop it in the chat. Let's try and address it. But before that, we have Eric in the house. Eric, you have anything you want to talk about before any questions are coming?
Big up to the panel. Big up,
Pick up,
coach.
Eric.
I don't have anything in particular to talk about, so I'll just I'll let the chat ask the questions.
Yep. If you're in the chat, if you have any questions, drop it and we'll try to address it. Or Dante, if you have any questions for us, if you're in the panel, if you have any questions for us, go ahead, drop it, and we will try to address it. Temitalu and Rokemi, nice to see you, brother. I hope you're doing well. Is there any? Did I see any questions there? This is saying, what do you think about getting a proper number 9 like Dominic Calvin Louis? Eric, let's start with you because you just joined us. Let's hear your opinion. For me, I'd say it's a no for me. But that's just my opinion. But Eric, let's hear you. Okay, Eric is gone. His connection is really, really poor. Eric, if you're there, let's hear your thoughts on this question on the screen. All right, I want to give those that just joined us opportunity to speak because they just joined us. Just for that, we have an AD, our Chief Research Officer, is in the house. I'm going to ask AD. I don't know. Eric looks like he's struggling with his microphone, audio system, maybe. AD, big up to you. Where do you want to come in? I'm quite sure you've been listening. If you want to just talk about the question on the screen, what we think about the club bringing in a proper number 9, which I interpret to be a traditional number 9, out and out number 9. I don't know or any other description comes to mind. But let's hear you, Eddie, if you're there.
Big up, coach.
Big up, bro.
Big up, Dante. Big up, Bobby. Big up, Eric.
Big up, Eddie.
Hi. Yeah, I mean, it's very compulsory. It's something we have to get a number 9, a proper number 9 this summer. We have to before the start of the season. So who the striker is now, we don't know. Alvarez is being talked about. I like him so much. I've heard Bobby talk about him, and I don't think Dante is so. Is it Dante, or I hope I'm not getting it wrong? Dante is not too keen about him, but I think he's a very, very good. It will be a good addition to us. Like I said, I sent in the chat yesterday about height. I mean, the energy of this guy is unbelievable. Would it be a plus to the team? Obviously, yes. Do we need a player like him?
Can you
Yes.
mention who you're referencing as the guy? This guy.
Alvarez, Julian Alvarez.
Okay, go ahead.
Alvarez, yeah. I mean, if they talk about him, but will it be the proper number 9 that we need? Well, I mean, based the system we're going to play under Moresca, I think we should not forget Nkunku can play as a first 9 or even as a 9. Jackson will improve next season.
Mm-hmm.
We have what's it called now? If he comes in, it's going to be an option as well. So I think for me, if he's available to come, I think we should go for him. And about the talk about these players preferring to go to Barcelona, if you look at it very well, players who love to go to Barcelona are those who are just coming from South America for the first time. They are always keen on going to Barcelona. But those of them that are already in Europe, they don't always bother about where they go to because they just want to where they would improve and play. I mean, Enzo is doing a good job of talking to him as trying to convince him that if Chelsea are really interested, I think he would want to, like I said, like I wrote yesterday, he would look at what Palmer did, how he's taking his game to another level, and how Chelsea has helped him. And he must have been in contact with Maresca at one point in time when he was with Man City. So I mean, everything points to the fact that he will be a very good addition. But if he's the one that we're going to take as the proper number 9, I don't know. He's a good striker. He's a good. His numbers are not that bad, but because Haaland is just the number 9 with Man City, so if we're looking at numbers, we shouldn't judge him based on what has happened with Man City because we know Pep will always play Haaland over him. Even though for me, I think the system that Man City plays, he should have been more suited to their system than Haaland. But how can you question the striker who scores over 40 goals a season? That's talking about Haaland. So it's difficult for him. But if he comes to Chelsea, if the person that we want to depend on about putting goals away, I think he's capable of doing that for us, to be honest.
Yeah, he is probably more suitable to the way Maresca likes to play than a more traditional number 9. But you can still get a traditional number 9 who's as good as Kane or can play in the 10 role practically. Although Kane, you could argue, not good on the flanks, but centrally in 8, 10, he can fulfill all those roles effectively. But let's see whether Man City will let him go or not. But let me bring in the presentation window before I go to Eric um, to hear what he has to say about that. This here says if Man City do allow Julian Alvarez to leave, it would be for a big money, as Man City have no intention to sell or loan him. It will only happen if the player requests to go and City receives a lot of money. So right now, maybe everything we're hearing just are rumors at this point. He hasn't told them specifically he wants to leave. I think the language that they're hearing is that, according to Fabrizio Romano, he's told them he wants to play more. So we can only just say he's close to telling them he wants to leave. So if it's not being specific, if he's using such language as want to be that he wants to play more, Pep can say, okay, you get a chance, you get enough chance, and that's it. And he stays there. And he's also said in a subsequent interview that he's happy at City. So I'm not sure, chances are we're just wasting our time believing that it could happen and then it ends up not happening. But I trust the club will not just be hoping to sign him and not have plan A, B, C, and D. But that's just my opinion anyway. I'll get to Eric to hear what he has to say before we go back to Bobby. I'm sure Bobby heard everything you said. Greetings to you too, Temidayo. I hope you're doing well. Chelsea need Olise. I think we need them. And here's the thing: even if you think that he doesn't differ he's the same, he plays the same way as Madrid or all the players we have. I'd say Houston, we're a big club. If he's better than the players we have, sign him and let them compete. And if any player doesn't want to compete, you leave. We're Chelsea. You're not no position is a given to any particular player. You have to prove that you should be starting over the other players, then you get a chance to be the starting player. It's as simple as that. We want a situation where if player P gets injured or not ready to play, whoever comes in does a good enough job, or maybe does an equally good job, or even better job than the perceived starting player. But everything should come down to them competing and one of them proving that he should be starting over the other one. And we can't just have player A be seeing player A as a starting player and B just as a backup player, which means we're admitting that if anything happens to the starting player, whoever comes in isn't good enough, which in turn means that the quality of the teams overall will suffer, if that makes sense. So if we can get Olise, get him. It's simple. Do you see Reese being the guy who inverts into the midfield in Mares? Yeah, he's capable of doing that. He's done that before. But let's hear you, Eric. Let's hear your opinion. Where do you want to come in? And we're talking about whether we should sign Julian Alvarez or not, or go for a more traditional number 9. I think he can be that guy too. I get it. People are concerned that he's vertically challenged. We can mix it up, but let's hear you, Eric, if you're there. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, so I think that I think it's a good option to try and get. I don't know how about how clinical he is, how good he is in front of goal. I know he's good, but um, maybe he's not what we are looking for. But if the play style is the right fit, which I think it is, then it makes sense to go for him. And as long as the money is
Okay,
not
you
too
think he
much,
suits the way Maresca plays?
yeah, I think he can work with the way he plays. As long as the money is not too, I don't want to be paying like crazy amounts for someone like him. So I'm not 100% sure he's about his age. How old is he? Is he 23? I don't know. But
I think around
if
that.
okay, if he's the right age, which I think he is, he's still young. We know he's a quality player. I don't know about how good he is in front of goal, like I say, but
He, he's
if
he's he's an ice cold finisher.
well, okay, we'll see, we'll see. But we've seen a lot of good things from him. He knows how to score for sure. Um, so I know that there's another player who is more of a focus right now with multiple clubs trying to get him.
This is
But
Benjamin Sheshko.
yeah, yeah. So we'll see. Between him and Sesko, I don't know who the club will try and get, but or prioritize. But I think being linked with good, high quality, proven players is always a good thing. So I'm in favor of it, even though I'm not 100% sure, about how how it will work in terms of the goals. So we'll see though, but I think it's a good idea.
I see it that way too. Bobby, you want to come in? If you heard, yeah, I'm sure you heard AD speak. You've heard Eric speak too. You want to come in? I know we're defending. You can say he's your boy. Whether we should go for your boy. And Bobby, I have to tell you this. I'm shocked. Really, you're usually concerned. About the height of players who are signing, their
Mm.
physicality and all that, but I think Alvarez can be physical, but not his thing really. He's more of a finesse player than a physical player, but he's not tall, and I'm shocked as to why you're pushing for us to sign him because it's not your thing. But let's hear you, Bobby.
Yeah, I mean, the problem Alvarez is always going to have in his career, certainly in the Premier League, is that he will either be a number two striker or the plan B. The ideal situation for Chelsea would be to have him and Sesko. We do still need the big guy, and he's going to have to either float out left or out right or be a backup striker. Then he has competition from the likes of Nkunku, and this is why I think if we are fortunate enough to get him, we will need to get rid of Sterling so that they can all fit in. Now, remember, there's still Jackson. Can he play with Jackson? I believe he can. You see, Alvarez gives us so many permutations in the attacking fulcrum that it's deadly and unreal. We can play with a little guy. We can play with a big guy. We can play with a combination two. We can play with a combination three. We could. There's so many things that he will add to the team. So I am all for getting him, but it should, the ideal thing would be for it to come with with a big strong guy like Sesko. Now the team, as I agree with you, the team as it is, if fit, should be competitive enough to make top four. If we get people like Alvarez and Sesko and so on from the transfer market, certainly Michael Olise, you're looking at a different outfit. All that we're waiting for with that outfit is how long is it going to take for them to integrate? How long is it going to take for them to be well rehearsed enough to execute the plans of the new coach? If they do it quickly, they will be challenging. If they don't do it quickly, they'll be there or thereabouts, but I don't really think they'll put up on a challenge other than anything than challenge for top four. But they will be on the road to putting on a challenge. So it's a good deal. It's a big deal. It's an important deal, and I hope we work something out. However, if we don't get him, the time I really, really wanted him was a year ago when I thought he would complement what we were doing up front. If we don't get him, I think we'll survive. I think we're okay. It's not a vital purchase, but it's a very important purchase to get us to where we want to go to. Now, he wants to go somewhere and be the sole most important striker. That's not going to happen in England. It might happen if he goes to Spain, but that's not going to happen in England simply because of the way we play football. You need someone at times who'll be able to hold up the ball, lay on passes to people like him. So if we have that sort of player, even Jackson at one point, you find he was learning to try and hold up the ball, although, physically he's not the biggest in terms of his girth, but his mobility and his ability to run in behind, albeit he still has work to do on his finishing, made him very potent for us, certainly towards the end of last season. So he can play with someone like an Alvarez, but a big guy holding up the ball, knocking it down to him would be very important for him. Ultimately, Alvarez will play more football for Chelsea than he will for Man City. I know Man City, in order to keep him happy, sometimes try to start him, try to rotate him a bit more, but you can see it's an effort rather than a desire. And they need to sort of get a slightly a lower grade striker who would be happy, or at least initially be able to come off the bench or play occasionally for their main man, who has to be Haaland simply because of his goal scoring record. So I think Alvarez would, and should be tempted to come to Chelsea. The permutations for him at Chelsea is endless. It really is. I think he will have a very, very thriving, important career. Trouble is with that, some player may end up being sacrificed. And uh, um, Sterling, I'm looking at favourably. What saddens me is that certainly if we get Olise as well, Madueke might find himself a little bit threatened. And same with Carney. Chukwemeka might be slightly threatened. Only thing with him is that he has injuries often in a season, so his game time is limited by his own physicality anyway, but his own physical condition anyway. But to me, the competition is healthy. May the best thrive, and this is what we need at Chelsea, and that's what will get us back to the top.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And no, NOW. If you're following, use emojis sparingly. Do not use more than three emojis. Otherwise, the robot or the machine that's policing the chat will delete your message. It's not a human being, so you don't start a fight with them. Yep. I'm gonna come to you, Dante, if you're still there. Do you want to talk? Do you have anything you want to add to the Julian Alvarez discussion, or do you want to answer this question on the screen? We can go with that one after you. I'll bring on AD to hear what he has to say. That says, do we need another CB considering we have six CBs currently? I believe Tosin will be really solid for us. Yeah, Tosin will lead the back line effectively. He has that intelligence. He has he can lead by example, not just his footballing intelligence. I think he speaks very well, too, very articulate, and can communicate effectively. And I've listened to him occasionally, and you can see that he. I don't know if that's the correct way to say, but I think you will get my point. He spices whatever he says with humor, which makes it relatable to whoever he's speaking to. Very jovial. I don't know what other language to use. That's good for a leader, and he did say himself that leading comes naturally to him. So I think he can lead the back line effectively. But beyond that, we have six CVs. Will they all stay? And will they all be fit? Some of them right now, we don't know whether they come back the same. One, exactly to be specific, in Wesley Fofana, will he come back the same? Will he struggle to show the sort of form he showed before he got injured. Chalobah, we don't know about his future. If Chalobah is leaving, then definitely we do need one. I defended this see, but I'm concerned because for me, in my opinion, he's proven that he just can now perform consistently. Maybe in the coming season, he's sure that he's capable of doing that. And in terms of his ball playing ability, a lot of questions are there. And given how, on occasions, how he's done under pressure, makes unnecessary mistakes under pressure. A player of his age, you can say that has garnered as enough experience as he's garnered. Under pressure, sometimes he makes silly mistakes. And that's a concern for me because we're going to need you to be cool, calm, collected on the ball, given the way Enzo Maresca likes to play. And for me, he's it's going to be a huge risk. But let's hear you, Dante. The question on the screen for you. Then I'll go to AD, and I'll be leaving soon. And hopefully, you see the message I sent to you privately.
Yeah, no problems. I'll just touch on Alvarez just to finish that off about Alvarez. Yeah, so minutes. I mean, minutes wise, was not a problem for Alvarez at Man City. He played the third most minutes in their team last season. So minutes, not playing games. He played every game, I think. Bar 2 games, he's played every game. So minutes
And
is
that's
not a
because
problem.
Haaland had a big injury for a long time.
Yeah. Haaland was out for a bit with an injury,
Oh, that's another factor to look at.
so he did play. But even the previous season before that, he was pretty heavily involved as well. I think 30 games or so. So this season it was 31 games in the Premier League. So he gets plenty of minutes because Pep doesn't use him as a striker much. He doesn't really see him as a striker. So even when Haaland was out, he still did not play him as striker. He played him a couple of games here and there as a striker because he needed to, because Haaland was out a bit more. But he still preferred him in the 10 position in the midfield. That was his main role. He didn't play him as striker. So that's the only worry I have about him coming to us as the number 9, as the main striker. I don't think he's that guy. Just like Bobby said, he's not really that guy to lead the line for you every week in and out. He's really not that type of player. Finishing wise, yeah, he's a great finisher. He's a very good finisher, actually. He's probably one of the best in stats when it comes to just finishing. But otherwise, he's pretty similar to Jackson in all other stats. He pretty much does what Jackson does. Actually, Jackson's way ahead of him in a lot of stats, actually, to be honest.
I'd
Um,
say just physicality over him. That's just that in my opinion.
no, just like, so for dribbles, taking players on, Jackson's miles ahead of him in that stat. And also self-created shots, he's miles ahead of him in that as well. And that's Jackson.
Did you look at numbers, or you just threw in the
Just
stuff at
stats
us of
in
your
general,
ones?
yeah. So in dribbles and self-created shots, he's significantly lower than Jackson's stats. So Jackson taking players on and actually creating his own shots and his own chances, he's way better than Alvarez, which might come to a surprise to a lot of people. But that's what happens when you're in Pep's system. He gets fed with those players he has around him. Yeah, he gets fed a lot of the balls through, and yeah, so he doesn't create his own shots, his own chances. He doesn't dribble many players on. When I'm comparing to Jackson, it's significantly lower than Jackson dribbling.
How about we
players.
go with they can complement each other? He's a better finisher than Jackson right now. Jackson, you could say it won't be bad to have them both. I know you agree. Don't you agree?
Yeah, look, I'll still take him. Obviously, he's a quality player. I would still take him. But if we're going to spend $100 million, I wouldn't spend it on him. I don't think he's needed right now for that. Like Bobby was saying, if we get Sesko and him, yeah, okay, no problem. I think we need more of a number 9 because we don't have that profile in our squad. We don't have it. Alvarez, we kind of do. We've got Nkunku, who, in my opinion, will make a much better number 9, especially in Maresca's system. So I think we've got Nkunku for that position. We've got Jackson, of course, as well. So that's just my only worry. Like, I would still take him, but I would not take him, especially we don't really play with a 10 either. So we don't play with the number 10. Maresca doesn't play with a number 10. He sometimes, but mostly not. So that's why, where would he fit in? Would he start every game? No. Like Bobby was saying, 100% no. He just would not. And where else would he play? Would he play on the right wing? Maybe on the left wing? We're pretty stacked out wide. So look, I don't know. I would still take him if we have the money to buy him and there's no other people available on the market to buy. I would still probably get him because he's still a quality player. You can integrate him into the team somehow. You'll still be able to use him, but you'll not be able to start him every game. And if he wants regular game time, which in my opinion he's getting a Man City because he's the third highest minutes in the league, and the previous season he was not too far from it as well. So he's still getting plenty of minutes and he's winning everything in Man City. Would he come for that? Would he come to, like Bobby was saying, he won't be the man. He won't be the number one guy if he comes. He still will not be that number one guy. And if that's
All
what
right.
he wants,
All right. Can you
Chelsea's
talk
not
about the
replacing him.
CB question we had on the screen?
Sorry?
The CB question, whether this question here, whether we need another CB, even though we
took it
have
off.
6
Sorry, Coach. I didn't
CBs.
see you took it off. Anyway, yeah. So I just wanted to throw that out about Alvarez, just some stats, like comparing him to Jackson and stuff. Why I don't really see him as 100% needed. So yeah, I pretty much agree with what you said. If we can get him, yeah, we'll get him. No problem. It's good, but he's not really needed.
If we're done, it's not the end of the world.
Correct. Yeah. I mean,
You can say actually we all agree. Just we're expressing our opinions on, irrespective of whether we think we want him or not. I think we're saying the same thing in my opinion. If you address the question with regards whether we need another CB, then I'll take that question to AD and the
Sorry, I
rest
just
of
had to do that out. Sorry, Coach.
At that point, I will hand over in about 27 minutes time to go start preparing Nigerian jollof.
The meatballs ready. Yeah, get the meatballs ready, Coach.
Go ahead, bro.
Centre back wise, if Chalobah leaves, and I think it's quite likely that he's leaving, in my opinion, we definitely need another centre back. And like you were saying, Disasi is the odd one out, in my opinion. Yeah, he's a great squad player. I think he's good to have there as a squad player, but he's not a ball playing centre back. He doesn't really suit Maresca, how he wants players to play. He's not that type of player. But at squad depth, you keep him, but he will. I don't see him playing much at all, to be honest. He would be one of those that would play very rarely. If
you must let us know it is just your opinion because you don't live with
in my opinion, because he'll be, if we have a lot of injuries or something, he'll get game time. But otherwise, I did not see Maresca playing him much because of his ball playing ability. He's not that good at that at all. So only time will tell on that one. But I think we still need another one. Yeah, if Chalobah leaves, I think we still need one more centre back, just a really good ball playing centre back. Preferably someone that can play with both feet, left and right foot. That would be the ideal centre back in this system. Someone that can play, left and right foot. We don't really have that. Fofana can do it a little bit. Tosin, I've seen him a couple of times, but more the other foot. Cole's a left footer. Badiashile is a left footer. So an ideal centre back to bring in would be someone that's both footed, that can play really well left foot and right foot. So you don't have to change the ball across and make, more mistakes can happen that way. So that's what I would be targeting, a centre back that can play with both feet. And we are looking for another centre back, but who that is, I'm not sure at the moment.
All right, I would say I think what's his name? Bashir Humphrey is an excellent ball playing centre back. But let's see if he gets a chance. Eddie, I'm going to come to you before I go to Bobby and Eric. Eddie, your thoughts? Do we need another centre back? Because that's an excellent question. And rumors are that we're looking to sign one more centre back. You could argue it doesn't make sense. Then again, if you take your time to look at this, see how, in my opinion, I have to put that out there, that he's proven that he cannot be consistent, and under pressure, he makes a lot of silly mistakes. Even sometimes without being under pressure, he makes some silly mistakes too. Chalobah, we don't know about his future. Um, I don't know, but let's hear you, Eddie. Do we need another centre back?
Um, yeah, definitely. If Chalobah leaves, we will need another centre back, and because of the inconsistency of Disasi and even Badiashile, so we need very very comfortable and reliable centre back. I mean, Tosin that is coming now is very good. If Fofana can be fit, that's another one. So as it stands now, we only have if Colwill as well is fit, we only have Colwill and Tosin as like on paper that you can say they are very reliable. That you can say yeah, those are the two centre backs that are not that won't have a lot of mistakes if we go by what Tosin did with Fulham. So it will be a different ball game completely when it comes to Chelsea, because Chelsea is a bigger football club and the demands are higher. But I think we need somebody who will be preferably a left-footed centre back if we can't get the one that's more comfortable on both feet. So it'd be a left-footed centre back, so that even if Badiashile will leave or if he stays, if Chalobah leaves, then definitely we need a centre back so that that will be number of centre backs for us covered, because we don't know what's going to happen, how Fofana is going to, how fit is going to be when he comes back. So we won't go into the season if Chalobah is sold with the number of centre backs we have, and Colwill hasn't is not back fully. We don't know how he's going to come back fully recovered or not. So I say centre back will be. It's not a position where we say if we don't buy. I mean, the striking position is more of a preference to me than the centre back, to be honest. So if the season starts today, just as you said, what's that the young lad's name? The one you just mentioned now. What's his name?
But Humphreys.
Humphreys. Humphreys is a very good centre back, but these young lads,
Ball,
they
to
want
be
to
more
they want to
specific, an excellent ball playing centre back.
exactly. He is very very good, but these young lads they want to play week in week out. So will he come back and be on the bench? Will he come back and start straight away? That's not possible. So for him coming back and being on the bench without guarantees of him starting or playing so many games, I don't see him coming back. But it's a very good option since we still have him on the book. So I don't know. For me, centre back is not the key. I'd rather say like a left back and a striker, winger, and then a striker. Those are the priorities for us going into this season. Olise, yes. Alvarez or Sesko, yes. And then the left back. And I think should be okay.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'll go to Bobby to answer the center to speak about the centre back situation. Where that you could say help answer that question to be more specific. And in a few minutes, I'll be handing over. And if AD is here, I'd like him to co-host with Dante because he asks excellent questions also. But Bobby, let's hear your thoughts on the centre back question we have on the screen. Do you think we need one? Or do you think we're fine, irrespective of whether Chalobah and ends up being sold? And this see, you know how inconsistent he's shown he can be. I don't know, but that's just my opinion anyway. I think this see, I don't think he's suitable to the way the manager likes to play. I think he will make a lot of high-profile mistakes if opposition players, opposing teams target him. But let's hear you, Bobby.
Yeah, I mean it's an interesting one. I don't think we need centre backs, and additional to the one we've got already. What we need is for our centre backs to be fit. Desasi and Badia Shield, there are big question marks on them. One, if not both of them, may be sold this summer, and if that happens, then we will need a centre back to replace at least one of them. I don't see them being sold, to be honest. I think the club has been invested in their presence. Will they fit into the way Maresca wants to play? It'll be interesting. I think there's too much of a mistake in both of them to risk using them as the fulcrum of playing out from the back. They're very prone to bozo moments. Now, in the case of Badiashile, is that due to his injury? Maybe. Badiashile is actually. Let me take that back. I'm not. He's not too bad with the ball at his feet. and he's certainly not bad at long range passing. He might survive it. Desassi, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. But another centre back in addition to Tosin, I don't think so. I think we need to focus on rehearsing the ones we've got, keeping them fit, Colwill fit, Fofana importantly fit, and we should be all right. People are talking about Bashir Humphreys. Yeah, he's another possible option. Certainly, if we find that we need to offload one of either Badiashile or um, or Desassi, I would certainly go with Humphreys. Um, Preseason will tell us a lot. It really will. If Humphreys can step up to the plate, I would drop Desassi anytime for him. I think he's a better defender. I think it was a mistake substituting Desassi for him in the first place. I understand why it happened, but it seemed a failed experiment. However, having said that, we've seen many a time where a defender has had a bad first season with us, and the second season they're ripping up trees. Not least to mention, we've seen one of the best defenders in the world out there evolve from that sort of situation with us. I'm talking about Rudiger. So I
Mhm.
don't know. Do we need a centre back right now? No. May we need one if we get offload a few going forward? Well, he's got to be one heck of a centre back in order to step into Chelsea right now. So it's an area that I think we've satisfied, and the important thing is to get fitness and rehearsals amongst what we've got to be integrated into this team.
Yeah, thank you so much, Bobby. Eric, before I come to you, let me give those in the chat the microphone. We have legends such as Jude Oladipo Meso, Lemai Naija, bro, New York, bro. Good morning, coach, and everyone in the community. Sheshko is good, dude, but I have a phobia for the Bundesliga forwards. Kai struggled. Charlotte, the Charlotte struggle, or maybe it was just Mourinho not playing him enough because every time he was on the pitch, he's an ice cold finisher, in my opinion. Timo, definitely. Nkunku, yet to settle, maybe injury. I mean, it's 50-50 right now. We can't say for certain we've struggled. But I get your point. That may well be the case. I don't know, bro. But nice to see you. You know how to trigger the command to tell people to go help you grow. I'm sure owners also can care global fan base. So Alvarez is best option for them since Argentina fan base is huge. Maybe they would do that, but we'll find out. Big up to you too, Shafardinho. Nice to see you. We did a whole season on the porch. I think we will be okay. I think we'll be fine. That's just the truth. If you don't get Sterling to take a pay cut and he stays at 300K a week, other players will start asking questions. Ooh, I haven't even taken my time to look at it from that perspective. So it's important that they let him lose. Otherwise, if he stays and be earning that much money, while others, you can say, working their backside off and not earning anything close to that, I think, yeah, he's going to create more problems. So they will find a way to let him go. I think to an extent they wouldn't even mind saying, okay, you know what, we want to cancel your contract. Let's see what happens. Keep dropping the likes on the shin, people. The likes if Jackson, if the likes to go a long way was more clinical, we would literally be in the UEFA Champions League right now. Alvarez is the guy, and both can work together. Jackson will still improve and do better. Jay, nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. My bro, Mabas05, my Iraqi bro, is in the house. Nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. Gurasi at Chelsea. Overage. I think is way beyond the age of the players we signed. Or maybe we've changed our policy because with Tosin, I'm still not sure whether we've made some adjustment to the with regards to the age of players we signed. It may have been just an opportunity that was too good for them to not do something about it. Chances are my belief is coming true that they will take corrective measures in the summer, aka sign more experienced players. That may well be the case, but I'm honestly not too sure until we see one more player coming and the age and beyond the age of 24 or so, or 25. The legendary Mabas is in the house, my Iraqi bro. He's a legend here. Let's respect him. And he says, Kachila, would you take Machine Boka at Chelsea? Absolutely, yes. Absolutely. His attitude, more importantly, and I've seen a lot of people say that he's good on the ball also. But his attitude, he has again, he believes in his abilities and doesn't fear challenges, doesn't fear competition. So I want him back. He's that sort of, in terms of his attitude, you could say he's that sort of Thibaut Courtois player. He is that guy. Accuracy, I think, probably a bit too much, even if we decided to go for players beyond 25. How old is Girassi right now? I think he's beyond 26, isn't he? To be honest, Mabasa, yeah, I haven't played a keen attention to him. He's an excellent finisher, but I think his age will most definitely be an issue. Anything else here? Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. I think I haven't seen any other questions. So, Dante, I'm handing over to you now. If you're there, you can co-host with AD. You guys can always come up with questions and ask, if you don't mind. I'll see you guys if I get the space. I can come join, speak for a bit. If I have something on the stove, I can sneak out and come speak for a while. But thank you. Much love. I appreciate you, Dante, for the pro bono job. But hopefully I'll find a way to show you how the community appreciates you. And it's not about me. Ed did the same thing, the research. And Bobby always dedicated to coming on and speaking about Chelsea. That's not easy. And to my bro, Eric, bro, how you doing? I hope so you're there. Okay. I'll talk to you guys later. Go ahead, Dante, over to you.
Yeah, no problem, coach. Thanks a lot.
Well,
Go
thanks to you, brother.
go to the hot H place, the kitchen, where it's really hot in that kitchen. So yeah, be careful. We know you're not going to cook anything. You're not cooking, are you?
I'm cooking. I'm not
You're
serious. I'm a
cooking?
cook.
Okay.
I can show you the picture. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nigerian
I
collab,
want
to
some
be more
photos
specific.
later just to see. Yeah. Okay, let's move on. Eddie, you there? Do you have any questions at all? Do you have any questions that you've seen in the chat or that you have personally that you want to ask?
No, it's just from the chat, just saying about Gurasi.
Mhm.
Talking about Gurasi over Sesko. We should go for Gurasi over Sesko, I think. I'm not sure about that, to be honest. I think the only reason they went for, I don't think they've ditched the project of the age limit. I don't think it's been suspended or something. It's only because Tosin was free. So I don't see us going for Gurasi. And from reports, Gurasi is being monitored and close to maybe joining Borussia Dortmund. I think there's a tussle between Borussia Dortmund and AC Milan. So, and if reports that we just had recently is anything to go by, that AC Milan are keen on what's our striker's name? The one Fulham on loan. Sorry, what's his name?
Broya.
Broja. Sorry, yeah, Broja. If it's because they come out now say they're keen on Broja, so maybe that tells us maybe Gurasi is closer to joining Dortmund. So for me, Gurasi, I've watched his clip. He's a good striker, but I don't know. I'm so skeptical about players coming from outside. We don't need those kind of players. That's why I would rather tilt towards Alvarez, proven Premier League player who can just fit in straight away and settle. And he knows Enzo very well. Or he knows Enzo, the coach, and he knows Enzo as well, his teammate. So I think for me, Gurasi, no. Sesko, maybe yes, if we can afford both. I think I heard Bobby talking about it earlier. Why can we not go for both Sesko and Alvarez? Their combined fee, if we're talking about going for Osimhen with 110, I mean, both of them, the combined fee won't be too way out of what we can afford. Is there a possibility of us getting both of them? I don't know. I really doubt it, but it would be a good thing if we can. I mean, the front line of Sesko, adding Sesko, Alvarez, and Olise to what we already have. Ooh.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Gurasi. Yeah, he's not in our age bracket, and he's 28, I think, turning 29. So yeah, he's a bit. Yeah, I don't think, like you said, this was just a one-off breaking that rule. Just because he was a local, Tosin is a local boy. He's didn't cost anything. And yeah, I think we just took an opportunity there just to go out by the rule by 1 year. So I don't think we're going to be signing any more players over that age. If what they said is correct, they're still following the plan for a little bit more. I think it's another couple of seasons. I don't see us signing any older, more mature players for another couple of seasons. So yeah, Girassi definitely not. Sesko, yeah, like you say, Sesko and Alvarez, yeah, like you said, the fees, if you add those two fees up, it's not too far away from the Osimhen fee. So, look, yeah, I would definitely take those two, both two different profiles that 100% will work. But yeah, Girassi definitely not. Eric, do you have anything to say about the striker situation? What's your preference?
Yeah. So in terms of Sesko and Alvarez, I don't really have a preference. Two would be very interesting. I think that these players seem to be very versatile. Um, Obviously, Sesko is a little bit bigger, so maybe he's more of a out and out striker option.
Yeah.
But I think they're both good options to go for. Just to very quickly speak on Osimhen, I have a controversially, I don't know, negative view of the potential signing. I don't think that it's worth the money. I know there are reasons why Chelsea aren't really looking at that now, and I think the money is one of the main reasons. Personally, I don't think Chelsea should spend let's assume we got Champions League football. He wants to come. Everything looks very good. We can afford it. I still wouldn't go for that option. I know money isn't. It's not my money. This the popular saying people keep reminding me when I mention money, but I just think that for someone like him, he's not um he's not the kind of player that you would spend that kind of money on personally. And I just think that, if it's maybe like a hurricane you're going for like a really big name, Holland from back in the day when we were trying to get him. It's a very different situation to those kind of players. I'm not sure he would be exactly what we need, especially for the way we're going to play. I'm not 100% sure, but if the money was less, then I would consider it. But I just don't want another Lukaku situation, where we think this is a good option. It seems to be a good out and out option. Spend loads of money, and everything just goes out the window. So I'm not saying he's Lukaku, but yeah, it's just not. I'm not too fond of that idea of things. I think the Jackson thing was very smart. Relatively low, in fact, very low transfer fee, and he's done okay for us. He can still improve. He's young, so especially if the coach doesn't. I don't even know if the coach wants someone like Osimhen. I don't even know if the coach wants that kind of player. But I'm happy with the type of players we're going for, and just to very quickly go back to the centre back thing because I didn't really speak on that. I
Sure.
think that yeah. So I think the situation with the team is that we have a few players who I'm not convinced about, not just in terms of how good they are, but in terms of the fitness situation. We haven't been able to get a solid back four for a consistent number of games. I know that the fullbacks have been struggling with injuries over the years, but even the centre back partnership, we haven't had a solid week in week out partnership. It's always been changing. So if somehow the injury situation improves, that would help a lot to just make because when people say, "Oh, this player isn't good enough," this player struggles under pressure. I don't have enough of a sample size to be very sure that okay, this player is definitely not what we need. That's just my personal opinion. So if we can maybe see more consistent games, I'll be able to know okay, this player maybe not what we want. People are writing off Disasi. I know he's not the best on the ball, but I also think he's not as bad as people say he is. So we just need to see how the fitness situation is with the players. And if we can get someone was mentioning before, if we can get a left-footed centre back to maybe compete with Badiashile, that would be good. But I think my main concern is just the injury situation and not being able to have a set back line. But we'll see. We'll have to see how things go. I'm hearing about this the new fitness coach and some ideas he has, and maybe some of the dietary requirements. But we'll see how things go. But yeah,
Yeah, well said. Yeah, with the Badiashile left back, yeah, we do have Colwell. Don't forget that is a left-footed centre back. So
that's true. That's true.
yes. So, in my opinion, he'll probably be the starter from the start of the season. I think Colwell will be that left centre back. He probably fits that role pretty well. So, and he's a very good passer of the ball. So, I think he'll probably be that left centre back starting, and I think Badiashile will probably be the backup to start off with. Of course, it can change, but at least we do have two left-footed centre backs, which is good to have. That's why I was saying, for the same reasons you were saying, for the injuries and uncertainty of a lot of players, we do need another centre back, especially if Chalobah leaves. We do need a centre back, and I think a two-footed centre back that's very good on his left foot and his right foot. That would be ideal. That would be the perfect for Maresca's system. Someone that can quickly pass the ball left or right, can play that centre back role right at the back. That would be an ideal if we do sign another one, because we got all the rest are all right-footed, and just those two are left-footed. So yeah, that's about Osimhen. Yeah, I agree exactly. My sentiments as well. I like Osimhen. I like the player he is, but that fee and that I think it's more the salary and the agent fees that's really put Chelsea off, and I don't think we're breaking that our wage structure because of that. Now Bobby knows really he's not there. He's lost the connection. Looks like it. Bobby keeps talking about the wage structure, how we're moving into a new age with the new wage structures and the new rules coming in. So I think they really took that in consideration, and where we are at the moment as well. And I think they've looked at it and they go, it's just not, we're not quite ready yet at the moment to spend that big and to pay someone that much. Because I mean, what does that do to the rest of the players if you start breaking the salary structure at the moment? It's not a good look, in my opinion. The other players will be like, well, we want the same. We want close to the same. Palmer will be like, okay, well, I want the same. Do you know what I'm saying? They'll all start questioning, well, you guys sold us a project. This is how the structures are. It's all incentive based, but you're giving a player like Osimhen would want, I think, a 300,000 or whatever it is a week. So yeah, I agree with you on the Osimhen 100%. And yeah, I'm not sure if Bobby can hear us. Bobby, you there at all? No, I think he's dropped out. He's got no connection. He's struggling with his connection. So we can move on from that. Thanks for that, Eric. Just reading Mesole's from the chat. He was saying there was an announcement towards the end of the season that Chelsea is putting aside the age limit. I mean, I think that was a rumor. I don't think there was anything solid behind that. Do you guys know anything about it, Eddie? Did you hear about that?
No, as far as that didn't come from the club, I mean, we should just bin that, to be honest. I don't believe they're going to. We wait and see. I mean, if they've really put that aside, we wait and see the players they will sign this season. If they sign the likes of Gurasi, some other players, then yes, I believe.
Yeah.
But if they don't, if it's only because we're linked to, because we got Tosin, that people are thinking, oh, they're going away from that project, I really doubt it, because the players we've been linked to and the players they keep signing, like the likes of Perez, what's it called now? The new signing? Kendry Perez, is it?
Players, yeah.
Yeah, Price and then the other young players. That tells you the project is still much alive, very much alive. So they're not throwing that away. So the signings this season would point to that, the fact maybe they have or they've not. But for me, we should just ignore that for now.
Yeah, I agree. I think, like I was saying, it's just one of those rare opportunities that popped up, and it was just too good to not follow on to it. So they decided to just break the bottle for a second there and just to getting him in. Eric, what do you think about? Do you think the same as us, or?
Yes, I do. They won't give up on this plan they have. They're really trying to get the best youth players around the world. It's not possible to get every single player, but we're really trying to get the right ones. And I think, well, I'm hoping there is some kind of plan to it as well, an idea of how they'll fit into the team in the future. So that plan will keep going on. I know that a lot of Chelsea fans have been frustrated because we are signing many players who won't come into the team straight away. These are players for years to come, but
Yep.
I think it's important. It's a good way to think long term. But yeah, in terms of the players we're signing right now for the first team, I'm hoping that they're not so rigid with the age profile, because at the end of the day, sometimes you have to just, um, you have to just take advantage of chances, like you were mentioning. You have to just take advantage of opportunities that come up, and you cannot allow maybe being a year too old stop you and prevent you from making the right decision. So hopefully they're a little bit more lenient with that, especially with I think well, I'm not sure how old, probably should know because he's Nigerian, but Osimhen would sort of fit into that profile in terms of the age they were looking
He does.
for. And yeah, so other players are younger than him, the other strikers as well. So yeah, I think that hopefully they're a little bit more lenient. If it's like an age or two difference, you shouldn't avoid signing a player just because they're maybe 26 or 27. So yeah, generally speaking, yes, they'll just keep on going doing what they're doing. But I'm just hoping that we won't let that, we won't die on that hill, I guess.
Yep, well said. Yeah, I agree. Exactly. Yeah. Just another question here from the audience, from the chat. Sorry, Mabas just asking: do you guys on the panel think that Tossin will be a starting centre back or a squad player? Eddie, if you want to go ahead first.
Yeah, as it stands, if the season starts today, definitely it's going to start because we don't know. As I said, we're still waiting to see how fit Fofana will be, and Cole is coming back from injury as well. So, and Silva is gone. Chalobah might or should could be sold. So, if the season starts today, yeah, I say Tosin. If he settles well, should be starting.
Yep. I'll go ahead. It's an interesting one. We'll see how it goes. I've watched the last couple of days some more games of him playing, how he plays, how his style. I've actually seen some Man City against who was it? I watched the Man City game when he was a bit younger against Chelsea. He was marking Diego Costa when he was playing for Man City in a cup game. So that came up on one of my ex followers, and I was watching that a little bit. And yeah, you can tell he's very technically astute with his passing. You saw that at Fulham a little bit, but you're not really able to see it the full extent of it because obviously the way Fulham are, they're not the best team in the world, and how they play, they do sit a bit further back, and they're always under pressure from the teams above them. Obviously, they press them high, so you don't get to see that much. You see a pass here and now and then, but not that much. But then when I looked back when he was playing a bit younger, especially playing for Man City, yeah, he's really comes from that school. You can tell straight away how he passes, and he's one of those that I think that's got that, like I was saying, he can play with his left foot and right foot. He does that not bad. I mean, he's still not a proper both feet, but he's probably one of I think him and Fofana will probably be the best sort of two passes out from the back. So yeah, looking more and more into him, I'm pretty confident that he'll actually start as well. Yeah, just because of watching that game today convinced me a bit. Seeing him when he was younger, how he passes the ball and how he does it when he's got outlets because let's not forget you need outlets for passing. So when he had more people in the midfield and around him, he's definitely a very good passer of the ball, and he can move it quite quick, on his left and his right foot. Predominantly right, but and his left foot as well. So I think because of that reason, I think he has a very strong chance of starting to be the starting centre back, like the central. When Maresca goes with the three at the back, he'll be that centre, almost a sweeper right at the back, the last man. He'll be that guy that can pass left and right. And that's why I was saying earlier, I would like to get another centre back in like that. If we are to buy another centre back, to get another centre back that's comfortable doing that, because we don't really have that can do on the both feet. So I think he'll start. Eric, what's your opinion?
Sorry, Dante. I just have to leave for a few minutes. Yeah.
No, go ahead. No problem.
All right, take care now.
Yeah,
Bye.
no problem.
Okay.
I don't think Bobby's back in now. He's still having
No.
problems. He's not back in. Yeah, go ahead. If you have anything to say.
Yeah, so I was just gonna say that I completely forgot about Colwell, who has been injured for a while. I hope that he comes back strong and can stay for the full season. That would be good. And on the right, I think it depends on if Chalobah stays. If he stays, I think maybe he'll start. I'm not 100% sure who Maresca would favor between them. I think they seem to be, well, to me, I think they're similar. Some people might prefer the shiny new signing, who has some City links, I guess, and he's really good on the ball. But I think Chalobah is also good on the ball, and I think based on what we've seen, well, in my opinion, Chalobah would be ahead of him unless he leaves. So if he leaves, then I think, like you're saying, he would be number one. And it's just about building the chemistry, I guess, between him and whoever is on the left. So I completely agree with what you said, but I would just add the condition that I think it depends on whether Chalobah stays or not.
You think Chalobah would start over Tosin?
I would personally start him over Tosin, but who knows? The coach might have a completely different idea. But it might seem a bit strange, you make a new signing and then they're on the bench. But for me, I think if Chalobah proves that he should be ahead of him, which from what we've seen, who knows, right? It just depends on maybe who starts the season first and who he favors initially, and then we take it from there. But personally, I would put him ahead of Tosin. That's just my personal opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't really mean too much because I believe he will go. So based on that, I'm expecting Tosin to start.
I was thinking that as well. But after seeing Tosin the way he played and when he was a bit younger, when he had the freedom to pass the ball around how it's supposed to, I kind of changed my mind. So I after watching his interview as well, I'm not sure if you've seen the interview on Chelsea.
Not yet, no.
Yes, so he's that very impressive as well. He really impressed me in the interview, how he speaks. He's quite mature, but just the way he wants to win and his goals and just his demeanor and how he carries himself, I was really impressed. He sees himself as a leader. So he actually said that he's a leader. And he likes to question the boys and talk to the boys, to everyone in the squad. He likes to speak up, and he's definitely a leader in the dressing room. So that really impressed me, how he spoke and just how he came across. It wasn't in an arrogant way. It was very, calm and collected, and in a very respectful way. So that really impressed me. So we do need leaders in that dressing room. That's something we definitely need.
Yes, for sure.
Yep. So go watch that. That's he was very impressive in the interview. Just here. Let's have a look here what we have. Everyone's just joking around more, I see, than actually asking questions. Hi, thank for that. That's very nice. Coach won't be happy from what you said, Ty. Um, let's have a look here. Yeah, not too many questions, guys, in the chat. If you want to ask some questions, if you have anything you want to ask, go ahead, and we'll try to get through as much as we can. Eric, is there anything else on your mind that you want to speak about that you haven't touched yet, that you've missed a bit earlier on in the show?
Yes, there is one thing from what you said. It was about the wage situation, or the I don't know
Yep.
how you said it exactly. I think it was the basically you don't want someone to come in and upset the wage structure that we have with the squad. And that reminded
Correct.
me of
Yep.
yeah, exactly. That reminded me of Sterling when you said that. So I was thinking to myself, is he going to leave for, maybe that's not the main reason why, but would that be one of the reasons why he goes? Um, I don't know,
Look,
but
yeah, he's earning a lot. He was a
yeah,
before they. It was from before, I guess, the signing. So, or just at the start. I can't remember exactly. So he was one of those. Him and Chilwell. Well, Chilwell did get an extension right at the start, but he
yeah,
was 25 at the time. I think Chilwell when he got that 2-year extension. So 25 or 26. So he was still on the younger age. I think they looked at Chilwell and they said, well, yeah, we'll just keep him for now. Sterling, yeah, I think they will definitely try to move him. I did see the interview came out, some words that Sterling spoke, got quoted from Fabrizio Romano as well, I think earlier. Sterling does not want to leave the club. He's very settled and he wants to stay and fight for his position. Now that's Sterling's words. So he wants to stay and fight for his position. That he thinks he still has a lot to add to this squad, and
mm,
he thinks that he'll help, and he's a bit more mature, and he can help the young guys as well. So I don't know about leadership. I mean, he's got a good relationship with a couple of the guys from Man City, so he does have that. Um, Tosin did speak about him, that he helped him a little bit when he was at Man City, and obviously Palmer. He's got a connection with Palmer and a couple of the boys, so and Lavia and stuff like that that were at Man City. I don't really see Sterling as a leader.
no,
It's just me, but on field or maybe obviously because he's older and he's on that big pay packet, but I really do not see him as a leader, like on the pitch or anything like that.
no, he's not a leader. But
Yeah,
maybe we can just manage with him for a little bit longer, as long as he's helping the team on the pitch and making more of an effort. Because I I heard some information about his running statistics, and that's not a good sign. That he doesn't seem to be tracking back or working as hard as the other players. I know he's older, but well, maybe with this new style of play, maybe it won't be as much of a problem because we'll have the ball most of the time. But
yep.
yeah, he just needs to keep making himself relevant. Otherwise, he might be forced. I don't know. I don't know if he'll be forced out. In this day and age with contracts and players have a lot of control, but he just needs to try and make as much of an impact as possible every time he's involved.
Yeah, look, it's hard with him. He's stuck on that big contract. I'm certain they'll try. They will try, and they have tried to move him to get interest, but no one's paying that. No one's paying a fee for him and that high salary. Only Saudi Arabia, of course, but he doesn't want to go to Saudi Arabia. He's made it clear that he doesn't want to go to Saudi Arabia. So he's one of those players that is really comfortable in London. He loves the London lifestyle. He's got family there, and everyone's there, and comfortable. Too comfortable for my liking, because, like you said, on the pitch, I called him at the start of the season. I'm not sure if you remember. I called him. So where's his number 7? And I said he's 1 in 7. He's one of those players that plays one good game in 7 games, and that's why he got the number 7 shirt. Um,
Yeah.
So we had a bit of a joke about him that he's 1 in 7, and he proved us at the start of the season he was doing 1 in 7 games. He started have an amazing game, and then in another 6 games he was missing.
Mhm.
So he really did not show much on the pitch, and like you say, there wasn't much fight or passion there. It'll come out, like I said, every 5 or 6, 7 games. He'll come out of nowhere, and then it'll just go missing again. And then our ex-manager would just kept playing him. Doesn't matter how bad he was,
Yeah.
and how he didn't track back at all. Like, you're correct about the tracking back, and I was really surprised that he kept playing him. I mean, I have no idea what was going through our manager's mind to keep playing him, especially when he's so big on the tracking back thing and running around. But he kept playing him every game continuously. No, yep. Eventually, the fans turned on. Eventually, the fans turned on him pretty ugly at
Yeah.
Stamford Bridge in that infamous game. So, yeah, look, I don't think he's very loved by the fans either. He's kind of, he didn't give himself a good name. The fans are not on his side at all, and then if he somehow starts again or plays, and then he has a really bad game like he did in front of the fans last time, I can see that happening again.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, so I think we should
Yeah.
definitely try. They should really try to find to move him out.
Yeah.
Even if you have to pay some of his salary, whatever, just move him. I don't think he's good on the field. I don't think he fits with these players. He's very selfish, as we know, extremely selfish.
Yeah.
He's a very selfish player, and that's not what you want to see. That's just not what you want to see on the field when you got a young team, uh, especially with this new system. Yeah, Poch system, you can get away with it, but with this new system, it's not selfish football. It's definitely not selfish football. So yeah, it'll be really interesting to see what happens. But I can see to me, he's that type of player that will sit on the bench, take the paycheck, live his life, and just stay in London because he wouldn't want to go away. That's my opinion on him. He's that type of comfortable player. Yeah.
I hope you're
Let's
wrong,
move
but
on from him.
yeah.
I think we've talked enough about him. Let's see if there's any more questions on there. So yeah, just Coach Hill is asking a question. He's come back from the kitchen. Your expectations for the coming season, Eric?
Okay. This is a loaded question.
A loaded question. It can go either way.
Okay, so I was not happy when Pochettino got sacked. Not because I love Pochettino, not because I thought he was a good option when we were linked with him,
Mhm.
but it's more to do with the club and the direction we're going in. I'm not sure I understand what the plan is really. I get the idea with the transfers. I understand maybe vaguely what we're trying to do, sign players young for the future, sell homegrown players to make money, try to get top four so that we are sustainable, the whole long-term contract situation. I get all that, but in terms of what we're doing on the pitch, I'm not really following it. I know they've only been here a few years, but hopefully we'll have a much clearer idea of what's happening in the near future. So that was really what I was upset about. But I think whether Pochettino stayed or whatever happened for this upcoming season, what I'm expecting is, and I was also very upset about the whole, Man City dropping the ball against United, knocking us
Yeah.
down into conference. But we'll leave that to the side. But what I expect for this season is I expect us to get top four. No questions asked, no excuses. I don't want to hear injuries, this, that, the other. New style of play. You have to be patient. We need to get top four. It is absolutely, it's imperative. It's very, very important. And I don't think that's asking too much. We'll see what the rest of we'll see who we sign and how the transfer window goes, but that should be the expectation. Last season, the expectation was top six, in my opinion. But this next season, you need to kick on from that. So top four has to be the case. It has to happen. And I think now that we've been knocked down into the Conference League, we need to win that competition as well. there's no excuse not to win that, in my opinion. So those are two things that I would definitely want to see. I'm also expecting to concede significantly less goals. We conceded way too many goals last season. I know we wouldn't like to focus on that, but it's a very big problem. How many goals we conceded? I think we haven't conceded that many goals since like maybe before the Premier League era. So that was like pre 92, which is crazy. But yeah, we can't concede 60 goals in a season. That is ridiculous. That has to go way down. At least half of that, at least. Uh, well, we'll see though. But let's try to get that to like maybe 30 or 38, maybe something like that. And then hopefully we can score more goals as well. I think 80 plus goals isn't too much to ask for when you consider that we almost scored 80 goals just last season with how how it was so what's the word? It was just all over the place the way the season went. So many ups and downs. But the fact that we ended up almost getting 80 goals means that hopefully with a new season with maybe a little bit more stability, I'm expecting 80 plus. I don't think that's too much to ask for. So if we get 80 plus, we cut the goals considered down. That top four should be a lot more doable, than that it was last season. So that's really what I'm hoping for. Top four, look like you have a very clear direction. We need to see exactly what the players are trying to do on the pitch. That's really important. And then, it needs to actually give us the results we want. We need to win more games, score more goals, concede way less goals, and get top four and win at least one trophy. That isn't too much. So that's what I'm expecting. And anything beyond that would be a bonus.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. I look at the same. Just coming back on the defense, how many goals we conceded. Yeah, that for me was down to the style of play and the coaching. Just our ex-manager not realizing that our midfield needs help, and just the way we played and how open we are, how much there was a gap from defense to mid, and then but especially from defense to our forwards. There was such a gap in that midfield; it was huge, and we didn't really anything out of that until the 34th round of the season, when he finally decided to move Gallagher out of that 10 position. And that was forced as well because Enzo, got injured. Well, didn't get injured. He was injured. And that was kind of forced as well. So he went back there. But the more important move was obviously inverting the back. So another midfielder in the midfield there to support the midfield. So in my opinion, we considered the record number of goals. I think it was the record number of goals for Chelsea ever, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, wow. That's even worse than I thought.
Yeah, that was down to coaching. I mean, defense, first of all, defense comes down to coaching mostly.
Yeah.
Yes. So defense comes down to coaching, first of all. So that's probably the area that's most coached and that you coach the most, and there's more coaches involved to make sure that there's structure there. And there's always we did have injuries, of course, blame some injuries, but it doesn't matter. At that top level, all the players are professionals. It doesn't matter. They all know what they're doing. So that came down to the coaching, my opinion, that you will not back, make sure that's solid. It starts from there first. So yeah, you will not see that. And with the three at the back, and then with the left or the right inverting as well. And I've seen games where he's inverted midfield against some teams. So I do not see that us nowhere near that record goal score, that record, the defensive record. So I think we will be fine defensively in this system, possession style. And don't forget the possession style, you're going to have the ball much more as well. So the opposition doesn't have that much chance to score, first of all. They don't have the ball as much.
Yeah.
And our ex-manager to put the three at the back there and solidify a little bit at the back. But, no, he didn't. So, and we paid the price for it. We conceded the most goals ever. So, yeah, to me, that comes down to coaching. Number one, that was, yes, the players, of course, as well. But that many goals, that's just coaching. It's just way too many. On the expectations, I'm with you, 100% top four. I'm expecting that fourth spot to be the minimum. Even this season, I think we should have been in that fourth spot. We're only a few points off, and if you look at the games we dropped the most points against those bottom six teams. So we should have been comfortably into the fourth position this year as well. If we were a little bit better coaching, a bit more understanding what we needed, I think we would have been in fourth this season as well, comfortably. So that's just my personal opinion, of course. So for next season, 100% fourth will be the minimum for me. Anything past fourth is a bonus. I'm not sure if you saw Maresca. The club did leak of the interview that he did with the club when he got the job. So the club released a statement saying that when they interviewed Maresca, what they were impressed about the most was that when he was asked, how does he see our squad, and does he see us top four, or he said no, he doesn't see our squad as top four. No, he actually sees our squad strong enough to challenge the likes of Man City and Arsenal. He doesn't see our squad just being a top squad. He thinks the squad has the talent and the capability to challenge, which was very bold and confident from him saying that, and also from the club releasing that, leaking that out. Well, not leaking, they released it out, saying that, showing how confident he is and what he thinks. It's putting a bit of pressure on him as well. Not sure if it was the smartest thing to do from the club to release that, but look, I love the confidence. I don't mind that one bit. I love a confidence manager that believes in his system and believes in what he can do, and someone that's analyzed the squad like he said he did. He's analyzed every player and what we have and how we can use them. So I don't mind that. The only problem I have with that is if, for example, our ex-manager did the same, if you recall, at the start of the season. But then a few games in, he started making excuses and flip-flopping, saying, and then 10 games in, he started making excuses saying, we're not good enough. We're too young. No, we can't win. If you remember how our ex started flip-flopping around. So the only thing I hope that he said that and he sticks to it. He doesn't change 10 games later saying, not quite ready. We're not quite there. I don't want to hear that. If I hear that from him, then I will lose respect for him, because I'm just a bit old school with that. I don't like coaches, especially coaches, flip-flopping like that, making excuses for something like when they do say something like that. I like them to back it up, and even if they don't back it up, but they show that they're backing it up and they stick to it. I don't like them changing. I just don't see that as beneficial at all. So I love his confidence. I just want him to keep it consistent and not change. That's one of the main reasons that put me off our ex-manager last season. Him just flip-flopping everywhere and making excuses after 10 games and changing everything he said in the first few weeks. He changed it all around. And then he went back around, and then when we got better again, he went back again. He was all over the place. So that I can't stand. So I just hope he keeps it. But I don't think he's that type of character. I've looked into him. I've looked at his interviews. He's not that type of character. I can tell straight away. When he says it, he'll stick to it and he does it. He's not the type of character to change what he says or change what he does. So that's definitely one of his strengths. So we'll see what happens with that. But I'm pretty confident that he'll do really well. Even though he hasn't got that much of experience, I'm still very, very confident that he'll do well. Like I was saying a couple of nights ago, I'm not sure if you're listening, the assistant managers, especially for the better coaches, they do all the work. They do most of the work. The assistant managers at that level, especially the second and third in charge, they do pretty much everything. The big managers like Pep, for example, they just overlook everything, and they just tell them some stuff to do, and then they pick the team and stuff like that. But day in, day out, the assistant managers are the ones that do all the work, that convey the message, that drill the players, that talk to the players, that have the closest relationship with the players. They're the ones that do all that hard work. So I am not worried at all. He has that experience. He's not just a coach coming in out of nowhere, and he's a winner, of course. Even though he hasn't coached that much, he's still a winner. So he's still won, and he's done well. Obviously, with Man City, he won. He won the youth levels with Man City, and then he moved on. Then obviously with Leicester, he won. Well, he won a treble, I think, or no, double, I think, with when he was
Double,
assistant
yeah.
manager with Pep. So he's
Yeah.
won quite a lot. He's used to winning. He continued on winning at the lower levels. Championship, yeah, lower level, but it's still quite a tough league to win. So he's won there as well. So I look at him as I have no doubts about his coaching ability and his philosophy. It's just the players, if he can sell it to the players properly, and if the players buy in from day one, and if they do, which you'll see in preseason very quickly, I have no doubt we'll have a very good coach and a very good season, in my opinion. I think we should definitely finish top 4. The cups, I'm not too worried about the cups. I'm more to try to get in the Champions League, like you said, top 4. If we do well in the cups as well, a bit of a run here and there. I'm talking about the local cups. I don't mind quarterfinals, semis, whatever. I'm not too worried if we don't win them. If we do, it's a bonus. That's great. With the cups, it's all who you get in the run as well. I mean, if you get Man City and then Arsenal, and it just depends, who we lose to as well. So, but a little bit of a good run. I'm happy with that. Top 4 is number 1. The Conference League, I have a little bit of a different opinion on that from you. I look at the Conference League as a great opportunity to if we don't take it seriously, and I don't know how seriously we're going to take it, but if we don't take it too seriously, it's an amazing opportunity to put the players in that need game time, and the players from our academy. Some of the rising stars from our academy, I would love to see them play at that level, mixed with some of our players that need game time from the first team that haven't played, or they're coming back from injuries, or they just haven't played because they're not getting in the team. I would like to see that competition, especially at the early stages, especially because we'll be traveling to God knows where, what country, and how far away, and what time zone, and how bad the fields are. So, I would take the opportunity to use that competition to send those players away and get some experience, and just have a look at the fringe players and have a look at the academy boys. I'm not sure if you watch much academy games at all, Eric. I do watch quite a bit of the academy games, and we do have some really talented youngsters there that I think can really, get to the next level. So, but you would never know if you don't put them in a competitive environment and watching them perform. So I would use the Conference League as for that, to have a look at that.
Yeah, I mean, I watch I watch it very occasionally, but yeah, I know
Yeah.
we have very talented players, and I think they'll do well if they're involved. If we don't take it as seriously, I think they'll do a very good job. Um, but we'll see. We'll see. I think depending on how we progress with the maybe fringe players and the younger players, we might end up taking it seriously maybe towards the end. If we see that we're doing well, we're winning with style, I guess,
Mhm.
going far in the competition, we might decide to start taking it more seriously. But any kind of trophy would be nice, really, even though it's I don't really want to be in the Conference League, but
Yeah.
um
It's a
yeah,
trophy we don't
so
have in the cabinet. It's the only one
yeah,
missing.
that's true. Yeah.
So yeah, when you look at it that way, yeah, I know a lot of fans do see them say that it's we don't have that. That'll complete the set, and I hear that, but it's not really such an important
No.
tournament, in my opinion. It's not where we want to be. But yeah, like I said, my opinion on it. So yeah, I'm not sure if Bobby's there. Bobby, you there at all? No, it says no connection. I can't. Yeah. Anyway, Bobby, if you're there, or Eddie, just come in anytime, so I know you're there, because it says no connection for you guys. So I'm not sure of this new system how exactly it works. Just another question there from Mr. Smooth on the chat says, what do you guys know about Riccardo Cagliafiori? He, left back that plays for Bologna. He's a baller. Plays with both feet. Yes, I do know quite a bit about him. Eric, do you know about Cagliafiori at all from Bologna? The left
No,
back.
I haven't watched Bologna in ages. I don't know who that is. No.
Yep. So he's a player I would love for us to sign. Well, we have been looking at him apparently, but he's in talks with Juventus as well to make the move to Juventus. Apparently, they're close to doing a deal for him, but we are looking at him for that left back position. He's obviously a left-footed, but he's very good with his right foot as well. So he's both-footed, strong defender, not too tall, can play left back, can play left centre back, and can play left midfield as well. So he's one of those, and of course inverted. He's been played inverted as well. So he's got all those boxes ticked. He's quite physical too. Age-wise, he's young. He's only 22, if I recall. So he's in that age bracket. Not too young, but not, he's still got a little bit of experience as well. But yeah, I didn't know too much about him, but last month I started looking into him quite a bit and watched a few games and a few analyses on him. And yeah, very impressed. Yeah, this is the type of player we need in that left back position to be challenging. And in my opinion, he would start over Cucurella if we do buy him. He's not expensive.
Yeah.
He's got a 25 million release clause, euros.
Okay.
So he's not expensive. So yeah, he's a very very good player. Yeah, strong, fast. He does it. He does a bit of everything. So yeah, I know we did. It's been reported that we're looking at him, obviously, because the release clause is quite low. But Juventus are in the lead at the moment to see if they can sign him. So we'll have to keep an eye on that one. But in my opinion, we do need him because that is a very, very important position for Maresca's style, to have that inverted left back. Uses usually more than the right back, but he can use the right back as well. But at right back, we're set with James and Gusto. So we've got great right backs. Left back,
Yeah.
Chilwell is one of the odd men out for me. I'll ask you about that a bit, Eric. How do you see Chilwell fitting into this system?
I don't. I don't see him fit into this.
Basically, yeah.
As much as I like Chilwell, everyone knows. Well, if you've heard me speak about Chilwell, you know how much I appreciate him. But I think we've sort of been forced to move on without him. So, yeah, we need to find a way to just maybe move him on. I know I didn't really have this opinion before the season ended, but the way I see things, I don't expect, even if we can say that he might be able to force his way in, the injury record is so bad that, he won't even have a chance to play games. So, yeah, he's going to have to um, find a new, I don't know, what's the phrase that they use? He's going to have to find a new solution, moving forward and find a new club because we can't keep doing this with Chilwell. We can't keep saying, "Oh, there's somebody called Chilwell. He can do certain things. He's good at certain things, but he's just never around. So he's just there. But he's we know him. We have him, but he never plays. He's not good enough. So we have to get. I think I don't even like Cucurella either. We're just like managing with him as well. So anything, I don't think it's going to be very difficult to do better than Cucurella. So I'm going to rely on you guys and on the other guys who have watched this. What's his name from Bologna?
Cagliafiori. Yeah, sorry, it's a bit harder to.
Cagliafiori. Yeah.
Cagliafiori.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll let you guys be the judge of how good he is because I haven't seen a single game about of him, but
Yep.
I don't think it's hard to do better than Cucurella. and Chilwell we can't even talk about Chilwell. So he's not really in my mind for the upcoming season.
Yeah, yeah. Look, yeah, I don't see him fitting in too well to the system as well. I don't see him inverting. He's not that type of player to invert. He likes the width. He likes to run into space. He plays with the ball away from his feet, not close in. It takes long strides. Just his style of play that is obviously it's just his build as well. So just how he plays the ball in front of him, further away, running with the ball. So Cucurella, we did see Cucurella do a great job. Those six games when he got inverted, he did a great job in the midfield. He's very tenacious. You know, he can put pressure on defense wise. Yeah, he's not the best forward or anything like that. Not that he needs to go forward in that system much, but he did make a few runs, which wasn't too bad. But yeah, it's not his strong suit, obviously. And we did see when he got in front of goal or anywhere around the goal, he he struggled. He didn't know what to do too much. So defensive wise, yeah, Cucurella is good at that role. Defensively, yeah, 100%. Yeah, he's quite tenacious. I like how he, goes up to players. He's really quick onto them, doesn't let them turn or make or have too much time with the ball. I know Cucurella is he quite likes Cucurella quite a bit in that sense. He definitely prefers him over Chilwell even before that. I know that for a fact. And but yeah, in this new system, he's one of the odd men out for me. Yeah, Cucurella will start over him easily, and I just do not see him inverting, playing that role, holding the ball more, playing more possession based. Yeah, look, I mean, he's how old is he now? 27. He's actually not too old. Chilwell, 27 or 28, I think. 27,
I think it's
maybe.
27.
Yeah, he's not that old actually. So yeah, can he learn? Not really, not at that age. He's not going to change much at that age. Can he adjust a little bit? Yeah, he can adjust a little bit, but he'll be a liability. Yeah, he will be a liability for that. Um, so we need, I think, in my opinion, he is the vice captain.
Yeah.
Not that it matters now because we're pretty much at a clean slate with the new coach. We don't know who's captain. That'll be determined later on. So as for now, it is still James and he's vice captain. But with the new coaching, yeah, it'll be a zero slate. The coach
Interesting.
will decide. And
So
just
are
moving
you
on to
saying
that,
that
go ahead.
just to ask you very quickly, are you saying that might I know it's a clean slate, but I can't think of too many times where the club captain has changed after someone new comes in. I don't know if that's like a common
Yeah.
thing. So I don't expect I don't expect Rhys James to be replaced by anybody, but do you
Mhm.
think that might happen?
Do you see Reece James as a captain?
No, I don't myself, but from what
Okay.
we heard, I think the players voted for him as the captain.
Yes,
And
yes. And Pochettino
yeah,
chose him and Chilwell because there's English. So he wanted English
okay,
captains. Yes, and that's why you saw Gallagher and Colwell once. They wore the captain's armband because he only wanted English captains. He said that in the interview in one of the press conferences at the
okay.
start. Yeah, that was his reasoning behind choosing them as captains.
So you're
So
saying
they,
that it's possible that they will possibly be, Rich James particularly will be replaced by someone else.
for now, it's Reece James as captain because the coach hasn't come in yet, obviously.
Okay,
But when a new coach comes in, just from experience as well, myself, it's always a clean slate. The players know that. That's just how
okay,
it is. Every coach has his preferences and his guys that he talks to more or that he can convey his message across to. He always chooses. And he usually does that pretty much before he comes to a squad, before he comes to in the
right.
dressing room. He's kind of almost decided that already, analyzing the squad and looking at the players. So it's an interesting one. That's why I bring it up because, in my opinion, yeah, James is not a captain material. In my opinion,
No.
he's not. Chilwell probably is a little bit more, just because the way he speaks is a bit more mature. but still not really. He's not a captain material. Do you want to follow on field? He doesn't set a captain's, but he's more vocal out of all of them. He's the more vocal one. I do see him screaming, yelling guys, but not as much as needed. But he's more vocal, but he's never available. So that, and that was my problem when our ex made him and our two most injury-prone players in the world made them captain and vice captain. Everyone would have told you that they're not going to be available most of the season. So you make two players like that captain, well, that doesn't go down too well, and as in they'll never be there. So, but yeah, it will be a clean slate. I can probably still see James holding on to it, but there's a big but there for me. If he gets injured in preseason, he loses it. I can see him lose it straight away if he gets injured in preseason. As in not injured, little injury, like another major injury.
Oh, okay.
In my opinion, that will happen. I don't see Enzo Maresca being that type of guy that will not have a captain that's not on the field. From what I've seen, he likes that. So I don't think that's just my personal opinion, just from observation. He wants a captain that's on the field. So if somehow James, God forbid, he gets injured again, well, he's got the new hamstring made of steel. Hopefully, with the operation finally, if that breaks, well, yeah, he should just retire. We keep joking about it. He should just retire if his hamstrings break again now after the operation. But yeah, God willing, that doesn't happen. But any other major injury and he's not available for the season, he loses the captaincy. In my opinion, he won't be the captain. Yeah. Captain material wise, there's only probably, well, before yesterday, there was probably only one that I looked at that could be captain material and the type of player Maresca likes as a captain, and that for me is Enzo Fernandez.
Wow. It's funny you say that because when Pochettino came in, I was thinking to myself, he could have made Enzo the club captain. But then I thought, would that be seen as a suspicious thing because he's Argentinian and it might look like he's, it may look like favoritism. But I genuinely thought he could have made Enzo the captain when he came in initially. But yeah, that never happened. It's a very good shot.
Yeah, it's hard. It was only his start of his second year. He still didn't know English that well. So it was a bit hard to make him captain then. But now he's got 2 years. I've seen an interview now. He speaks English a bit, much better. So yeah. Now if I look at the squad, he's the only one that has it for me, that has that vocal ability, that's passionate, that goes in every challenge. That if someone gets hurt or touched up by another player, he's straight away there and in their face. He's got that leader ability. To me, he's the one that's got that in him as a captain, the captain that I would want. That I know most players that played would want that type of captain. Yeah, he's a bit young. He's still a bit young, but they're all young anyway. So, and the reason I say before today is after watching the interview today of Tosin, his interview, he is very much, he's very, like I said, mature, very, very much a leader. The way he spoke, he for me personally, he conveyed that message across very well, that he's a leader and he wants to be a leader. And well, he is 26, nearly 27. He's probably one of the oldest, third oldest. He'll be the third oldest in the team, behind Sterling and Chilwell. So just looking at him from today's interview, how he spoke and how his demeanor and everything, he's got the potential there. But yeah, he's a new player. It's hard with a new player. That's the only downside. But he's got it for me. He's got that demeanor. He's got the attitude, and he wants it. He wants to be the leader. So yeah, you need to be a special player to have that and to want it. It's not an easy thing, in a dressing room with other males there, especially all alpha males, a lot of them usually. But yeah, after seeing his interview today, he kind of convinced me a little bit. Yeah, this guy's got it in him. If If he wasn't new, I think he could have a shout. I've seen it happen before. New players come in and he has it, and a captain's change. It's happened before. But yeah, like you said, I don't think James, just because the fan base and the PR and everything with James at the moment, I don't see him getting changed as captain. But if he gets an injury, I guarantee you he'll get changed as captain 100%.
That would just be very interesting for me personally, from a selfish point of view. I'm not saying that I want disruptions with the team, but it would just be interesting to see what happens if he gets stripped of the captaincy and someone else gets it.
Yeah, yeah. Look,
Maybe yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I don't think he was ready for it, to be honest. I don't think I think it adds a lot more pressure and weight to it as well. I don't think he was quite ready for it, to be honest. I think it was still too early to give it to him, especially because he's been injured all the time. And that's like, yeah, that's shocking. I couldn't believe it when it happened. Thiago Silva was obviously the clear choice for me to give it to.
Yeah.
We had a conversation with Coach Hiller and a couple of panel members that they're all saying that, or especially Coach was saying that he didn't want it. He's not the type of guy that needs the captaincy to be a captain. And I hear it, but being in locker rooms like that myself, I don't look at it that way. If you have that, you get it. It's automatic. You get it. The respect it's got to be there. You get it. I've never seen a player professional like that did say no to that. Say that I'll just coach in the background. I don't need the captaincy. Blah 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 blah. I've never seen that happen. So, but that's just my personal opinion. But coach, I know he thinks it's the other way around. He thinks that his opinion is that he didn't really want it, and he's still a captain in a way, but not officially, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know the whole saying about the person who wears the armband is not necessarily the leader in the team and things like this, but there's still an importance with having the person who wears the armband and having your official captain of the club. So I think that's still important.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, to me, it's a bit of a myth, that one. To be honest, I've never experienced that, and yeah, it's always the guy that's the captain is the guy that's the captain. It's you have other older players like vice captains and blah blah blah, older players, but we didn't have that, did we? He was the oldest, he was the most mature, by far the most experienced, and by far the most oldest player. So yeah, I was always saying, why doesn't he have then Pochettino came out at the interview and said why he doesn't have it. He does not see, he wants an English speaking and an English captain only to be able to communicate and talk to the referees, which for me is an excuse because they all know English already. Like, yeah, it's not perfect, but to communicate to referees and to speak, they're pretty professional. They know it already, in my opinion. But yeah, that was Pochettino's preference. That's his style, and he wanted that. So, and that's why he was made captain. James was made, and Chilwell vice captain. So, and we saw Gallagher after, and then we saw Colwell for a couple of games carry it as well. But the rest was pretty much Gallagher because the other two weren't available. Yeah. Okay, we're pretty much nearly done there. Eric, you still got a bit of time, or you're fine to keep going? You there, Eric?
Sorry, I had to go for a few seconds. Yeah, we can keep going. Yeah,
we can keep going. No problem. Yeah, we'll go for a little bit more. I'll wait for Coach to come say when to shut it off because I can't. This new system, I have no access for that, so only he can do it. We'll go for a little bit more, and then we'll wrap it up in the next 15 minutes or so. Any other questions? Let's have a look. There was a report we're looking at. Jonathan Tah. Do you know Jonathan Tah, the Leverkusen centre back? Sorry, I'll keep going, Eric. If you're a bit busy, I'll have a look at some other questions.
Yes,
Uh,
sorry. I do know. Yeah, of course. I watched him a few times. I actually know who that is, and I've actually watched some games of him.
yeah, so there's some reports that were linked to him and to Bayern Munich as well, that he's looking for a move, which I find a bit strange after winning like that and getting into the Champions League, obviously, and having that coach. What they did this season was quite remarkable. That run they went on and nearly capped it up of perfect season in the final, but um, just came up short in that final against Atalanta. But yeah, he's apparently on. A lot of teams are after him. Bayern Munich apparently is ahead of the race, and we're interested as well, which I find a bit. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's true or not, but yeah, do you like him as a player?
He's all right, but he's not a special player. He's just okay. You know,
He's
I don't
very
want to.
big. He's a big boy.
He's
He's 2 meters tall, and he's
he's big.
98
Yeah.
kilograms.
Wow.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
a big
he's
boy.
he's very large. No, he's a good player, but I don't think he's what we need. He's not good enough for what we want.
He's
He's
28.
good.
Yeah, he's 28 years of age, which I was surprised as well. That, I mean, we're looking at. We were talking about earlier. I don't think we're breaking the model at the moment to sign these type of players at 28.
No.
Is he the captain for Leverkusen? I can't remember.
I think he was for a little. Maybe it's changed now, but I think he was.
Yeah, I remember him with the armband. Yeah, I can't remember if he's still the captain or not, but I do remember he was captain. I've seen him with it, but I can't. I'm not sure if he still is at the moment. Yeah, it's like you say. He's okay. He's a good defender, but he's a very big. He's quite slow. Not bad with the ball, not too bad, but yeah, he's very sort of slow motion in that. And I've seen him play when he does that. He's one of those players that you see that they don't look fit, but they are. They actually are very fit.
Yeah.
He's just got that sometimes that appearance when he plays the way he plays. But yeah, he's very deceiving with that. He's quite good. I think he's still in the national team as well. I think he's the starting one with Rudiger in the centre back for the national team.
They have started together, but I don't know about right now. To be honest,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
too
So I was just
sure.
seeing the reports that we're linked to him quite a bit, but Bayern Munich apparently are close to, uh, you know, getting his signature, which is interesting one. But yeah, I don't think he's for us either. And yeah, I think there's just rumors where we're linked with every player in the world at the moment, so there's no surprise there. Reading the chats, everyone's saying that he should keep the armband, that Kepa should. Sorry, that Kepa, that James should keep the armband. So, yep, everyone's got their
So
opinion there. Yeah.
yeah,
Go ahead, Eric. Sorry.
yeah. I just checked on he started the game against the friendly against Greece yesterday. So he started with Rudiger, Tar. So
Okay.
maybe they're the current. I haven't really been following the
Yeah, I
Germany
thought so
national
with
team.
Rudiger. Yeah, I mean, the
Yeah,
season he had. No, neither. No, neither. I was just assuming the season he would be he would be
yeah,
automatic
exactly.
basically to be in that squad, as most of the German in the Leverkusen squad, I think a lot of them would be in that squad at the moment. Yeah, I like from them Florian Wirtz, their attacking midfielder, the number 10. He's a player I rate very highly. I wish we'd be looking at him, something to try to get him. But yeah, obviously that's not possible at the moment. He's young, and for me, he's got absolutely everything. He can play across the whole front line. Very, very technical player, strong. He's got it all for me. I'm really a big fan of Florian Wirtz.
I
There
don't
was a
want to.
report, but
Yeah.
it's nothing concrete.
Yeah, he reminds me too much of someone else. So maybe
Don't say
I don't wanna.
Havertz. Don't say Havertz. Come on.
I'm not saying. I didn't say anything. I'm not gonna say anything.
Is that who you're thinking about?
Yeah, yeah.
No, Havertz is a completely different player to him. Completely different profile, different everything. He's
Yeah,
tall,
he is a
lanky,
different player,
completely.
but the name
Yeah, no,
sounds the same.
I would. Why? Because they're German and came from there.
Yeah,
No, I don't.
and
That
Verts,
I mean,
Havertz.
you've seen him play. Obviously, you've seen Wirtz play. Go ahead.
Sorry, I was just making a
What's the
joke that
comparison? What are you seeing that's the same?
so we signed someone called Havertz, didn't work out, and now we're looking to sign someone called Verts. Sorry, that's a bad joke.
Yep. Hey, yeah, that I know it sounds similar, but yeah, no, completely different players. Yeah, uh, Wirtz will be a completely different player to Havertz. He has a lot of things that Havertz has not even close to capable of doing. Um, he's a much better player in my personal opinion, of course. So, yeah, he's much more technical than Havertz. Havertz, I was never really big fan of Havertz.
No.
I'm not a fan of the players that don't fit in, and he's one of those players that never fit into a position. Where am I going to play? You play him striker, you play him on the right, on the left, behind, second striker, midfield. Where he's one of those players that you just don't know what to do with him or where to play him. And I've never been a big fan of those type of players because they're not good in one position, so you're not getting the best out of them in a certain position. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. So for me, yeah, the less said of that player, the better. I think he's going to.
Okay, I won't get into it anymore. No problem.
Yeah,
We'll stay away from that one. He's just a player. I loved watching play. I watched him play, and he's got everything for a young age. He's got everything. He's one of those special talents, just like Palmer is. When you watch Palmer play, you see Palmer. He's one of those players that the game's already slowed down for him, and what I mean by that is that so mentally, I'm talking about mentally, not physically or anything like that, which usually you get it at a much more mature age. Some players get it later, some get it younger, some never get it. But yeah, Palmer's got that ability that it's slowed down for him. The play slowed down and he can see the next move before the opposition. Hence why he's so great at twisting, turning, putting the ball in space, taking players on. He's quite amazing at that with the ball at his feet. And I see Wirtz in that same category with Palmer. And the game already slowed down for him at that young age. But we'll move on from that. Sorry, Eric. Obviously you're not a fan. Okay. I don't think Eddie's back. Is that him in there? Eddie, are you there at all?
Mm.
No. Yeah, no. It says no connection on his thing. So yeah, but the problem is one reload and go out. You can come back in. It happened last time, and we had two people there last time waiting to talk, and they had no connection. No connection on waiting for me to ask a question or coach to ask a question, and we didn't because we thought they're not there, but they actually were there. So yeah, that's why I keep asking now with this new system, just in case there's anyone there. We don't always see it. Eric, do you have any other question, or we can wrap it up?
Um. Hmm. I've got a question. This might be a bit early, but who do you think will be the standout player for this upcoming season? And last season was obvious. Kopama was the very obvious pick. Do you
Yep.
think it will be him again, or maybe someone else?
Yeah, I think great question actually. I think it'll be much closer this time. Just the freedom that Parma had in Pochettino's system, and the freedom a lot of the players had, especially up front, to do whatever they wanted. I think that's going to change quite a bit this season. Parma will not have that position. Maresca doesn't really like playing with a 10 that much. He's done it before, but he doesn't really too often. He likes playing with the right wing, really out wide, basically touching the sideline, keeping width and keeping the opposition left back busy out of the way. I don't see Palmer doing that too well because he's the type of player that likes to be involved. So I don't see him playing that right wing position, to be honest. I see someone coming in playing that right, and I think that's why we are looking at Olise very closely to play that right wing position there. That can drift in as well, but keep that width. Madueke will be very good at that position, obviously. And yeah, I don't see Palmer playing that position, to be honest. I think he's going to have to play one of the eights. So then the two midfielders, usually what he loves playing most is the two eights in the middle. So he doesn't play with the 10. Like I said, he plays with two eights instead in the middle that are quite advanced eights. So I think Palmer will be one of those positions there. It's not quite like a 10 because you don't have that freedom like a 10. He still goes forward, but he's going to have duties to come back as well a bit more. So I don't see him having that freedom. I don't see him scoring that many goals as he did this season. I think he'll still do well, but I don't think he'll score as many goals as he did this season. One, because players, the opposition will be much more aware of him, of course, as well. And we did see that a bit at the end of the season. The last 3 games, he wasn't very effective. He wasn't very good in the last 3 or 4 games, I think. I think he didn't score at all. I think he got 1 assist in the last game. I can't remember exactly, but yeah, nothing special. They were really targeting him a bit more, the opposition, and he wasn't that effective. So yeah, I don't think he'll score as many goals next season because they will be targeting him a bit more. Now that of course depends who else we sign in the window. You could come in and complement that to take attention away from him. If we do get an Olise and an Alvarez or another striker, yeah, that will obviously help. But yeah, it's a tough question because we don't really have the squad yet completed, so it's a tough one for me to answer. But I'll probably still say Palmer for now, just because of what we have now.
Yeah.
He'll still probably be the one, not completely stand out like it was this season, because I think there'll be more involvement from other players. But I think he'll probably still be the one that, that's like, are you trying to say like a player of the season or a complete standout? Player of the season you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say him for now, just for now. Yeah,
Okay.
it's a very interesting one to see how Maresca sets up, how he's going to use him. Because if he uses him in the right wing spot, I think he'll struggle quite a bit because he doesn't involve those players as much in the build up or in the passing as much. He likes those players to sit out wide, like I said, keep wide and then make runs back post. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see, and I can only see him really putting him in that advanced state position. So so if he does play that advanced 8 position, it's a new position for him. He hasn't really played it, so but he's got the quality still. I still think he would be the one for now. Yeah, I'll still say him. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah,
yourself.
that's a good. Yeah. So I mean, I can't really argue with that, but I would personally, just to mix things up, I guess I'll go with a different player. I will say Palmer will have another fantastic season, which there's no reason why he shouldn't, even though, players will definitely be looking at him more closely and, maybe trying to prepare for him before the games. But I'll go with Christopher Nkunku. I'm hoping that he can actually be fit for the season, and I'm thinking that he might have a standout season if he can just have the game time.
Hmm. Yeah, look, that's a great shout. Yeah, it's a great shout. So we spoke about a few nights ago, about who would be your starting striker under Maresca, and I have Nkunku down as my starting striker in Maresca's system. I would have the players we have at the moment. I would have him as the starting striker. I think he suits the Maresca style extremely well. And like you say, yeah, I think, and if he does start as the striker, then yeah, I could see him really having a great season, scoring quite a lot of goals. And if he stays fit, he definitely will. Uh, and yeah, there's a big chance there, Shout, that he'll do better than Palmer, because obviously as a striker, you're going to get more opportunities to score, more goal chances.
Yeah,
Um, and yeah,
yeah,
that's a great shout. Yeah, I was talking about that a few nights ago. We are talking about that, and I have him as my starting striker in this system.
yeah, yeah.
And
I
that's
did
yeah,
as
and that's
well.
why I was about Alvarez coming in. I'm not the biggest fan of. Well, I like the player Alvarez, and see him in being striker for us, just because of his size, the way he plays. He doesn't really play striker for Man City either, and he never, even when Haaland was out, which was quite a bit this year, he Pep still did not use him as a striker in those games. Only a few of those games, not all of them. He as the 10, or even at an 8 sometimes, as a 10, and on the right wing. He tried to keep him away from that striker position as well. Um, do you
Yeah,
look at it the same, or how do you feel about that? I see Nkunku for me as a better fit for that striker position than say an Alvarez, and that's
I
why I'm
compl-
like a bit against.
yeah,
Not against, but I'll still welcome him because he's a quality player. But to spend 100 million and stuff when we have Nkunku already.
yeah, yeah. That wouldn't be good. Yeah, I completely agree with what you said. I had him as a striker for last season, but obviously, he got that injury, and he wasn't able, he couldn't be involved for most of the season. But hopefully, with
Yeah, no,
this, yeah,
yeah,
hopefully with this upcoming season, I'm hoping he can get involved, play striker. I think he'll be perfect for the role. Versatile. He can do many things. So yeah, let's just see, and let's hope that just in general we don't have as many injury problems.
yeah. I don't think we will. I think we'll be much better. They'll sort out that, and Pochettino's gone as well, so that's good. That helps. His son was a very young head of recovery and sports science that he brought with him on the team. I
Yeah,
don't. Yeah, I looked into him a little bit. I don't think he was very experienced for that role. And a couple of the physios that came with Pochettino as well, and the reports that came in, and I looked into the reports from PSG, Tottenham, ex-players that did interviews. They all said the same thing. Pochettino's training is outdated, and weird times, weird like time, not the training as much, but the weird times when he actually trains, the times. So during the day, night, a night before a game, the next day, stuff like that. It's very outdated and it caused a lot of injuries because it was so different. Um,
mm,
and there's a track record of that now. I'm convinced it's true because it
yeah,
happened at Tottenham, it
hmm
happened at PSG, and now it's happened at Chelsea. Yeah, I know people say, "Oh, we already had injuries," blah 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 blah, but I still think he contributed to that a lot,
yeah,
in my personal opinion. That is, of course, but it's actually backed up with evidence from ex-players and ex-insiders that have worked. So, no, coach, I will not leave Poch alone. I will not leave Poch alone. He's gone. Um, yeah. So, yeah, in my opinion, I think the injuries will be much better. But yeah, Nkunku, yeah, I see him as the striker. Yeah, I see him uh, perfect for that role and what he wants in a striker, to come back a bit deep. And yeah, I see him perfect. for that role. I think he'll score a lot of goals. If he stays fit, he'll score a lot of goals for us in that system, just like he did at Red Bull as well. He played pretty much the same, and he excels in that position. Even he himself said that that's his preferred position in all the interviews. So I think you're right on the money there. That's a good shout. That's a great shout, actually. That he could get it. Yeah, if he's the goal, he scores more goals. Exactly. So let's hope that's the case. Yeah, coach, you there? That's good. You're there. No problem. Yeah, we'll wrap it up, Eric. Appreciate your time. It was great to speak with you. This was the first time I think I've spoken to you.
Yeah, of course. Likewise, and I'll get more involved hopefully, but I try to just come in whenever I can.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, it's good to have you there. It's the first time, but yeah, it was a pleasure speaking to you. And coach, come and shut the stream down, please. And a big up to everyone in the chat. And we'll see you guys. We'll see if coach does a stream tomorrow. I think he's busy with the party, aren't you, coach? Yeah, I think you're busy with the party tomorrow. I don't think there's no stream tomorrow. So we'll see if that happens. Take care, everyone. And we'll see you guys next time. Up the Chelsea.
Peace.
In my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. La, 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 la. Oh, oh. And I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. La, 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 la. I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, oh, la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, 6 a.m. and I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, 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 la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, oh. Ice in my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, oh, la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, 6 a.m. and I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing